For those listening on any other platform besides Fireside, we're just going to let this run for a moment or two because we have a live audience. And we're going to let the room fill up as soon as AC and Elvis get here. God, I hate this way pop music. Where's AC when you need him? Let the room fill up for a minute or two.
Very superstitious writings on the wall. Very superstitious letters about to fall. 13-month-old baby broke the looking glass. 1 year of bad luck, you could think in your past. When you believe in things that you don't understand, and you suffer. Superstition ain't the way.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome AC to the house for Shotgun Candy. Give him a big round of applause. Here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Bring on a welcome for Elvis the King. Here we go.
What's going on, everybody? What's good?
And your man,
give it up for Rock City, man. All right. What's going on,
folks?
There we go. 11. Clap it, everybody. Come on there. Shotgun Candy.
All right.
17, baby.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us another week of Shotgun Candy, episode 17, I believe it is.
17, guys.
What do we got? Yeah,
Hard to
17.
You'd think we would have did this one at Lucky 13,
it is.
but
Superstitions.
we're superstitious, so we held off for 4 more episodes. Yeah.
it's really
Did
funny.
we skip number 13 to be here or something? I think so.
I think we did. We went right from 12 to 14 because that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, something like that.
Sounds like something we would do.
Yeah.
May I just say that the Italians? Let me just jump off here. What's up, everybody? Good morning. The Italians think that number 17 is a very unlucky number.
They do. Why would
What
they
the
think
fuck
that?
do the Italians know?
I don't know. What do your people know? Your people.
I don't know. I believe I have heard that somewhere along the line.
17.
But before we just carry on, ladies and gentlemen, I want to just set a couple of things for the show. So if you wish to join us with a voice message through the show, if you're listening here live on Fireside, there is a fortune cookie scrolling straight across the middle of the screen, and it's got our Instagram for Shotgun Candy. You can press that straight to our Instagram, leave a message, and we will hear this sound during the show, which means a message has been left. You can also type on the screen and we'll get to your messages as soon as possible. Not all messages will get played, unfortunately. Sometimes that happens, but we'll try cater to the best of as much as we can. The other thing is share the show. Please share the show.
Give it a share,
just
man.
press that little share button. Share with the Firesiders. Share with the world. Share wherever you can. Just share the fuck out of it. That would be
Share
great.
it with your mama and your papa too.
Call people on the
That's right.
phone and
Share it
tell
with
them,
a friend that hasn't
Shotgun
heard
Candy's on. Yeah.
this shit before.
If you're on public transportation, just elbow the guy next to you and be like, "Hey, man, you got to listen to this shit."
on the
Or just
train.
put the fucker on speaker. What are you doing riding public transport Sunday morning over in the US anyway?
Yeah, well, some people go to church and they like to conserve energy, so they,
Pray tell, sir, do you have an Apple product? You may join us.
Pardon me, sir. Are you on Apple exclusively? Because Fireside sometimes a little behind the times. Come
There's
on,
a-
man,
there's a
get an
workaround.
Android. We got a whole Android crowd just raring
There's a
to go.
workaround. Yeah.
Yeah, there is a workaround. You can have
Nice.
a virtual machine and come up with all kinds of. You can, if you're like Bill Gates, you can use your Apple to fish out scams and stuff.
My buddy Todd.
I don't
Shout out
even
to
know what
my
I'm talking about. I'm so
my buddy Todd is
illiterate
out
with
there
it.
listening on an Android.
Is he really? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You know what's? It's funny. I did listen to it on Android. But you can't interact on Android, but you can definitely hear it. So if you got friends
Just
with
seconds,
Android, tell them to stop making excuses and start listening.
It's true.
Damn
You can
right,
listen on a
dude.
browser. You can listen on anything really. You just can't interact unless you're on iOS. But guys, how's your week been?
You can yell at your phone. We're not going to hear it, but you can do that if you want.
I mean, you could get on Instagram no matter what. You won't hear yourself, but you can get on Instagram, drop the message, and we'll tell you how it went.
Yeah.
You know?
No, they will hear themselves. They will. If they leave a message, they'll be able to hear it play through whatever
go.
browser they're listening on. So
There's always a
There you
do that,
workaround.
motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Do that, motherfuckers. Do that, motherfucker. So, welcome. Good morning. We have a lot. We have a chock full. Episode. Today is.
Yeah.
We're back to information. We're back to teaching. We're on teaching mode right now. Summer
Well,
school's in.
Some of us are. I'm here to learn myself.
I'm here. Put on your thinking cap because we're finna learn.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I'm like a sweat hog this week. It's gonna be like AC is Mr. Cotter and Rocksteady's definitely John Travolta before he was a weirdo. Before he
anyway.
had airport in his backyard.
Good morning, everybody. So today we're going to be talking about superstitions, and kind of like thinking that is outside of our. We don't even think about it happening, right? It's outside of our norm, right?
It's ingrained in us, man.
Yeah, but when we think about superstitions, people will say like, "We're not superstitious. I'm not a superstitious person." Yet, you will not purposely or subconsciously not walk on a crack, right? Or you would knock on wood, which is an ancient thing. I mean, it's unbelievably ancient. I'm going to explain to you how ancient it is. It's been with us from the dawn of man. It's our way to reconcile things that we may not be able to explain in a certain order, right? If there's a randomness to the world, or maybe there's a coincidence that might have happened, you know what? I think I can press my luck, or I think I can include my chances into a higher pool, right, of winning if I categorize these things. And our brains are made to look at patterns. And once we do, we put together things that, may or may not be there. We might subscribe to some new magical thinking or something like that. But otherwise, everyone does it, and don't be bashful, because I don't think you can break your back on a crack.
No, man. Everybody has some superstition. I think it stems back to the dawn of man, where like the one guy things went his way and the other guy they didn't. He's like, "Well, did you enter the room with your left foot or your right foot?" Well, that's got to be it.
Put your best foot forward, right? Like it matters.
Exactly.
Uh-huh.
Exactly. See,
Exactly right.
it's funny that it's superstitions, whether you believe in them or not. Everybody has one, and they've definitely woven themselves into the fabric of society in some way or another. Like, how many people won't walk under a ladder Just they don't even know why. They just won't do it because
we're going to tell them. I think we're going to tell them why.
You're going to learn whether you like it or not, people.
Going to get this to you think still.
Loads of information. We've got things to pour out. And I've got something I just want to cut in if that's okay. Just at the start of the show, I think we skip forward a little bit, but I want to mention about some of the news next week. Is that okay?
That's right. Yeah, I thought we did that already, but whatever.
I'm thinking to myself, did I say it and I don't know it, or like these guys are just carrying on? But so
we wanted to preface the show a little bit, but yeah, here's Rock with some big news.
All right, so I just want to, for all the people that are listening here, thank you so much for your support, whether it be here on YouTube, Facebook, or wherever you're listening. And we got some news. We're using Fireside as our home, as our platform to broadcast this show, Shotgun Candy, and others. And there's a process that we have to go through to get onto Fireside, to become a creator, or to even become a listener, right? Unless you've got a code from somebody. But we want to open the floodgates. We want to see if Fireside can open the floodgates to the public and get everyone involved without having to have a process where you have to sign up and so forth. So what we want to do to get the attention is next weekend on the Saturday, the 11th of June, we want to do a 24-hour marathon here. Not just Shotgun Candy, but a combination of all of our people that kind of make things the way they are here with supporting each other on Fireside and other places. So let me just throw some of this information out here real quick, and we'll preface this again at the end of the show. But we wanted to catch you guys at the start. So next week, Saturday, is my volume going up and down? I can hear it going up and down on my mic for some reason.
You're probably getting like it.
Sounds nice and rich.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Rich.
It happens like that, right? Did you knock on wood before the show? Because that's a big thing.
So next week, Shotgun Candy will be launching this 24-hour marathon. It will be on at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, same time as we launched this show. But the first hour is going to be about what we're sort of wanting out the 24-hour marathon. Okay. After an hour, we'll go into a couple of hours of Shotgun Candy, and we're going to have various breaks throughout the show for a 24-hour marathon with other people's shows coming into it. Let me just run over this real quickly. So we'll launch with Shotgun Candy. There'll be How Is Your Day with Sam and Dave. There'll be Visual Radio with AC and Worm. There'll be Chocolate Willie at the Johnny Factory with Chocolate Johnny. The Rocksteady Podcast, myself, I'll be interviewing Bob Sapp, who'll be coming onto the show. He's got some big news he wants to break as well. DJ Sunsets with Mr. R as well. I think Mr. R's in the audience. I thought I saw him drop in before.
I love that guy.
Yeah, fuck yeah. And we've got the hip hop tour with AC, Kaylee, and Freebie. I hope you guys have discussed that because you're going to be doing a show now. We've got Massage After Hours with Lauren. Paul Vado presents with Paul Vado. Musicology with Skinny and Trinity, and there's potentially more to come. So we're going to have other people with guest appearances. Of course, Bob Sapp's going to drop into the show, which is a pretty big news for us for this news he wants to break to the public. We'll have other people dropping in. Mr. Boombastic, Bucklow, Mr. Nelson, Macho Man, Mr. R is going to be coming, of course, Joey Butts, President Trump, J.R. Strange. There's a whole bunch of people that are going to be coming in between the shit shows that we call it. And we want to get everyone to bring other people to Fireside. Bring your friends, bring your family, bring everyone. We're going to shake the cage and ruffle some feathers. So we hope you can all join us for that.
We want them to hear us in Olympus.
Absolutely. There'll be fundraisers, apparel, that'll be going the whole fucking lot. So stay tuned. It's going to be fun. Joey Butts just dropped in. I just mentioned you, Joey Butts. You're going to be in there for your show. Terrible karaoke.
Yeah, it's going to be.
And that's it. I want to get that out at the start of the show, guys. So yeah, carry on. Sorry, man.
That's great. That's going to be like a big block party of, it'd be like more like a cell block party.
It's like a cookout. Yeah. It's like a hood cookout, bro.
Like a fish fry at the penitentiary.
Let's be honest, it's going to be a fucking shit show, right?
It's going to be incredible. Yeah.
They're going to remember us.
We're going to be drunk and naked. It's going to be wild. You're going to love it.
I'm a little drunk now, if I'm being honest.
Well, all right.
Yeah, keep lying to yourself. You're an alcoholic.
It's almost 7:50. I'm getting it.
I got to be honest. I just smoked a little crystal meth, so we're ready to go.
We just made it a 48-hour marathon, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. We can talk a little bit faster, but we'll slow down just for you.
Yeah. We're going to do 48 hours worth of material in 24 hours. We're just going to talk really fast like this all the time. We're ready to go. We're here. You're down here. You come back here with us, man. We're still being honest. I killed a hooker last night. I mean,
I got a business opportunity. Don't leave.
It was an accident.
Start a business.
Did you fuck her to death?
And she wanted to get paid twice, and I was like, nope.
Nope. One money, one put.
I gave her a tip, but I booted her out the door on the freeway. Never mind. Let's keep going. That's just allegedly.
That's how it starts, with just the tip there, Elvis.
Yeah, that's it, man. Give her a tip.
Woo.
She wants the whole thing.
More from Elvis later when he depicts more possible felonies.
Oh, no, they were definite felonies. I'm just a possible suspect. It's different. Can we put a banner up that says allegedly on here so I don't get investigated?
That should be the tagline for the show.
Wait a minute, hold on. I hope the feds don't come. Knock on wood. We're good. We're good.
That's a good segue.
Fix that shit, man. Yeah.
So what is magical thinking? What I know it's hard to hear, right? It's hard to hear, like, I don't magical think. You do. Every time you wish for an outcome to be different or do some kind of a ritual before you start something, or maybe make a bet in Las Vegas. Anybody been to Las Vegas and said, or Atlantic City and said, you know what? I'm going to put it on black and, I'm going to cross my fingers.
And they blow on the dice and they do all that shit.
Right. Exactly. Blow on the dice, make it spin, shake it in your hand, have another chick blow on it. Here you go, baby.
Yeah. Give your firstborn up for adoption.
Exactly. How hot is it when you throw that 10 or whatever you need to win, you hit the number in craps and the chick blew on it. And it's like, you did it, baby.
Yeah. Well,
good job. We're having sex tonight.
She wants a tip, but I got never mind.
Be careful, I heard it's deadly.
It's not my percentage.
Could be, man.
Yeah. So I mean, it's everywhere, man. It's spirits, it's ghost patterns. They seem to be everywhere you look when we try to like figure something out. But again, we're animals that are roaming the earth, and we are children of patterns and stories. So once you get patterns and you see something happen, maybe you won, maybe that, now you won't change your lucky socks because you rolled a 7 14 times in a row. And that just happened to be the way that the dice rolled that day or whatever. But a lot of people subscribe to this, even if you don't know it. Like, in fact, please let us know. Please leave a message on Instagram and let us know what your superstition is. Maybe you have one from the old world. Maybe you're Italian and hate the number 17. Maybe you're Chinese of descent and you have a extreme aversion to the number 4, which means death. Right. So the Chinese
are wrong number.
Exactly. You would never give anybody something in 4s, like a 4-pack of muffins. You're dead. It's literally a death threat if you give them something in 4. So they don't sell those things in China. There's nothing attached to the number 4. However, the number 8 is revered, right? Because it's a sign of abundance. And in numerology, for example, which a number of people subscribe to that I know, seeing 888 in sequential order means there's going to be a huge abundance, right? And then there might be a ritual that you do before you leave the car, the house or the car, right? You might lock your door just a couple times. That now, when you have a ritual beforehand, might stretch into the kind of the realm of beginning onset OCD, where
that's a little bit of mental illness, I think. I think there's a fine line between superstition and just totally batshit crazy.
There's a fine line between batshit crazy and a lot of shit, a lot of parenthood.
Definitely.
You name it. Yeah.
Like eating your fucking mattress like a sick bitch.
See how things combine here at Shotgun Candy?
But not the sticky parts.
right.
That's her superstition there. Can't eat the sticky parts, man.
So you start believing kind of when you're a toddler that you can do these things, right? And we'll get those messages in just a moment. But the real beginnings of it is when you're a kid, and you have magical thinkings of like Santa, and when you have magical thinkings of like, maybe I can control the world, or maybe if I snap my fingers right now, my parents won't get a divorce.
That's really sad. I don't think that's ever happened.
Maybe you think that,
right? Nope. Still happened.
Damn it. Come on. So, and there's so many of them. I mean, even the one that, I'll touch on one of them if you want to get the messages after this. Everyone knows about knock on wood, right? Everyone knows about knock on wood. Why do we knock on wood? No, I don't think everybody knows it. But really, it boils down just to this. Imagine you are the first people. This is, long time ago. And maybe you look up at the sky and you see these large trees. You can't see the top of them, so they must be in the sky. They must touch heaven. And then there's lightning every once in a while. And then those must be the people that are above us that are communicating with these trees I can't see the top of. There's spirits in these trees. What are you going to do when you want something from somewhere? You're going to walk up, you're going to fucking knock on the door and be like, hi, Mr. Spirit. Can you please give me 6 children? Hi, Mr. Spirit. Can you please make sure my grains grow? So that was think about that. The primordial, I want something from something I can't understand. And what are you going to do? It's so simple. You're going to go up and knock on it. And that's why we knock on wood, because it's an old pagan ritual of asking the tree spirit or whatever spirit inhabits that forest tree
for
to give you abundance or to change your luck or to change to derail your current trajectory. And please help me in a special way.
But see,
and that's magical thing.
That did transform later on to different religions and stuff like that. I know the pagans, druids and stuff, they would knock on that when they go into the forest, sometimes to protect them while they were on a hunt or something like that, or like you said, from the magical sky lightning gods or whatever the hell they had back then. But Christians would associate it with the cross, knock on that.
Correct. That's what I got
God's
to. Yeah.
protection. And then who else? The Jewish people transformed that to what was it? The Inquisition, where they would knock on the doors of the synagogue to seek shelter and protection. But it's always had this level of protection, like knocking on wood was something to like you're seeking something. Not all superstitions are self-seeking or for protection like that. Some of them are just to ward away bad luck, which is weird because they used it like there's been a constant with this connection of the physical world with the supernatural world. It's been a way, like superstitions are always a way to try to manipulate or have this spiritual world come down into the physical world, which is kind of strange. People still do it, but they don't even know why. But
correct. There's like a psychology behind that.
See?
Totally. Like it's like you can be totally aware that it's bullshit, but you'll still go ahead and do these things. Like but just to add to the knock on wood thing is that in the 19th century, British children they had a game called Tiki Touchwood. So in which younger players claimed immunity from being tagged by touching the nearest piece of wood, and adults picked up on the habit and the phrase of touch wood from that, and it kind of from the crucifix and things like that as well. So it's like something that's stuck, goes through a couple of generations. They don't even know why they're saying it. They just keep saying it. Next thing, people are just superstitious about touch wood, for good luck or for protection.
Yeah, if your Boy Scout leader asks you to touch wood, just run.
What's that?
I said, if your Boy Scout leader asks you to touch his wood, just run, because that's a whole different kind of game that they're playing. Ain't no good. But hold on. I'm hearing a knock. I think we should play them comments. What do you think?
Let's do it. Yeah, they'll be sitting there. I see Tank's back in the house. Good. He's British. He's touched plenty of woods. All right, we got Kaylee in the house. Here we go.
Well, I am taking responsibility. And it is up to me to get rid of the curse that hit Meredith with my car. I'm not superstitious, but I am a little stitious.
famous The Office quote. Not superstitious, I'm a little stitious.
That's an old joke, man. That's
hell yeah, man. Michael's
all right. We've got Joey Butts.
Oh, you're gonna ruffle my feathers, huh? What am I, a chicken? And rattle my cage? I'm supposed to be scared? Don't get too close to the bars.
Thanks, Joey.
He's also always close to a bar. He's an alcoholic, we already established. But let's move on. I'm just
He's
kidding.
talking about the 24-hour marathon for those new folks that have dropped into the room. Next week, 24-hour marathon here on Fireside, starting from Saturday morning over to the Sunday. All right.
Kick the doors in.
Break those fucking gates down. All right. What do we got next there, AC? I mean, I've got loads of shit here.
Sure. I'll do another section here, and you can totally take the next one. So let's break it down. What is superstition, right? So it generally means the supernatural belief in forces that can actually change things for you, right? Such as fate, to influence unpredictable factors and need to resolve the uncertainty that we have to reconcile in our minds, right? So in this way, individual beliefs and experiences drive superstitions, right? Which explains why they're generally irrational. And of course, they come from a myriad of different places like religion, old school beliefs like the one we just depicted with, going out to the woods and knocking on the wooden trees. But really, psychologists have invested a whole lot of time to figuring out why this happens, right? And they found connections between, kind of how we piece together the world, right? Like I said, we're pattern type animals that need to make.
This is for you, Loredana. Just so you know, just a little bit of research.
Well, I was going to do it anyway. Thanks, Don.
Of course you were. Yeah.
No. Actually, she gave me she gave me a little bit of extra kick. So thanks for that Instagram message. Anybody can do that, by the way. Let
Not
us know.
me. You
Yeah,
got
she
me
can just
blocked.
comment.
Mhm.
What's that?
Yeah,
I said, not me. He's got me blocked, son of a bitch.
You're doing good. You know,
So, yeah,
it's
so,
if anyone wants to add by adding comments or suggestions through for these shows, just like Loredana's done, this is literally the part that she's requested. So
Yeah,
going to that
and
now.
our friend Daz Cowbell did the same thing with the previous
yeah.
show. Here's a
So
couple
did
of
Uncle
things I'd
Eddie
like you-
with
like you
Mike
to touch
Tyson.
on. Yeah. So
Yeah.
thank you for that, because if not, we'd just be up here babbling like morons. But now we got things to talk about, so we need you people.
Yeah, we surely do. So yeah, let us
There you
know.
go. Clap it up for
We
yourself
listen.
there.
We listen. We haven't reached heights where we're sitting in our golden castles yet. We're still amongst the people.
Yes, we are.
So so walking under ladders. Let's discuss that. You guys heard about walking? Would you guys walk under a ladder? Would anyone in the audience walk under a ladder?
Man, I worked
So
construction.
I used to be very superstitious of that, man. I used to be concerned about it, and then many years ago, being a tradie, I've walked under ladders, and now I purposely make a point of walking under ladders to show that it's just fucking bullshit. I'm not superstitious in any way for anything, so I'll purposely do something that people are fearing just to show that it's not true.
And then lightning strikes you dead, and you're like, damn it.
Yeah, I've died 3 times. I've been resuscitated, but I feel good. I feel good.
He feels good. He's got new batteries up in his heart now. But no, I have a funny story about that walking under a ladder. I used to have, this was a long time ago when the phones, I don't know, some kind of phone company came out with one that had a mirrored front on it. It was like, I don't know, it was
Remember that?
Motorola or some shit like that. It was a
Motorola.
mirrored front phone, right? So I had that in my pocket, and I'm carrying a ladder. So I'm standing right underneath it. It was an A-frame, and I didn't close it. And I stepped on a crack, and I broke my phone at the same time.
I thought you said your mother's back.
Well, I stepped on a crack and I broke my phone screen at the same time, which was a mirror, and I was under a ladder at the same time. Nothing happened to me. I was fine.
How's your mom?
She died the same day I did in a fiery car wreck, but I was resuscitated. So we're good. We're good.
Thank God.
They couldn't save her. Her back was broken instantly.
My back is broken.
That was about 7 years ago, and finally I'm getting out of this hole I've been in. I don't know. So,
There you go.
no, yeah.
So would you AC? Would you walk under a ladder?
Yeah, it's not a problem. And let me tell you why, right? So
He's only 5'3".
I have to walk. I've done it and not noticed. I'm like,
Hey, what's above me?
He stepped under a step ladder one time and he got lost.
all the time. Damn. You've exposed me. This chair doesn't do enough. I'm going to get a new chair.
You need a couple more phone books underneath that. They still have those. Get your fat ass yellow pages from like New York.
I'll make
City.
it look.
That'll put you up there.
I'll work on it. So, well, look, walking under ladders, right? So I think at this point, we all know that it's probably bullshit, right? Because if that was the case, we'd all be probably dead, because I've done it as a kid just to mess with my parents. I've done, it's happened so many times. And look how my life turned out. It turned out perfect.
I mean, the only thing bad that ever happened to me when I was walking under the ladder is the guy above me dropped like a screwdriver and hit me in the head. I mean, but
Phillips head or Star?
my head.
Flathead?
No, my head. Oh, you're talking about different types. Yeah. And fuck you, other guy. Philip, that's the only head I want. I don't want that flat one. That's stupid.
No, please don't say that again in that order.
What? Fuck that guy.
That you want head from Philip. Who's Philip?
Well, no. Fuck, I said, whatever. What
I
me and
get you,
Philip
man.
do
I'm
in
a
my own
tradie. I get
time,
it.
or that's
You're
our
on the level.
business. Yeah.
So the reason why they're triangular is
Let's
because,
Philip
right?
how to do
So
it.
the Egyptians, the Egyptians believed, obviously revered the triangle, right? The pyramid, the triangle. That's why.
What the hell else shape would it be?
Right. So once that ladder hits the side and makes that triangle, it's passing through the sacred space. So you can't pass through that triangular space. That's bad luck, right? But of course, there's so many more. Black cats, right? We have black cats. We have the mirror, right? That we thought that 7 years of bad luck. That's very specific. Where do we get that from?
There's a lot of things about
I
mirrors.
was thinking about that.
But what is that's the broken mirror one you talk about with the 7 years, right?
Right.
If you
7
break
years
a
back.
mirror, yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
There's other mirrors that open up doorways and stuff like that we can talk about. But the broken mirror, you said 7 years. Where does that come from, and when did that start?
I'm glad you asked. It started in the Roman times, because the Romans believed generally that life restarted, or like your luck restarted. your soul restarted, right? Within 7-year clips. So when you break a mirror, it's a catalyst for that. And then in 7 years is when, right? So that was adopted during that time. But I was also wondering, like, why 7? Everything in the world seems to be 3s and 7s, right? Or 21s.
Especially in Vegas, yeah.
Well, not 3's not so much, but there's always 7 dwarves and 3 little pigs, and you can go on forever and ever. So I thought it was just something colloquial like that, but it's not. It's actually because of an actual kind of a more of a religious, spiritual.
It's the magic number. It's the Holy Trinity, and plus it's the you were talking about triangles. There's 3 points on the triangle. There's three points, 3 sides. There's all kinds of stuff. It's a perfect number because it does a lot of things, like 3 legs on a table. And it'll stand. 2 legs, that some bitch gonna fall over.
Right. A tricycle's so much better than a bicycle. So much better.
It is, because you can drive it drunk and not worry about falling over.
Speak for yourself.
And you got that nice basket in the back where you put all your booze and shit.
Yeah, exactly. Or horse or whatever. Rickshaw. Never mind. We'll just keep going.
I mean, not to mention sailors, right? Like, not to mention actual fucking. Well,
all right.
Yeah, your elbow's a little trigger happy on that button there, AC.
That was a little bad luck there. Was that the number 3 button or number
Sorry
7?
about that. No, that's one button that I keep hitting, and it's one on my list.
It played for
Then I want to take it.
Speaking of hitting buttons,
what does that mean? Yeah,
we have got a message here.
But for some reason it plays a video, so apologies for that.
All right.
Let's get this message from Joey Butts. Has been sitting here. Here we go.
Joey Butts was
No, I will not walk under a ladder. There's certain things. Step on a crack to break your mama's back. You know what I mean? I do it like conscious. If I'm conscious of it, I will not do it. The only reason why I would walk under a ladder is to get a view.
Get a view.
I see. I understand. It's a good view. That was creepy.
Right.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever heard of the eyelash that falls out and you blow it and make a wish?
I did hear that, but I don't think that's that's not as popular here. I don't know if that's somewhere else. Like I don't know anybody that's ever done it. But
I see people do it here.
People that know.
Yeah. I see like
what the hell is that? What does that mean?
So look, the legend starts traditionally around the 19th century, when people used to believe that if you lost an eyelash, that you need to place it on the back of your hand, and after placing it on the back of your hand, a believer should throw the fallen lash over the shoulder whilst wishing for anything they want to come true. And if the eyelash falls over smoothly, his or her wish just may or may come true. That's how it sort of started back then, right?
Wait a minute.
But
falls over.
I've got something a little left to field. This is sorry.
You said falls over smoothly. Like what other way?
Smoothly, like it just drops off. I think if it sticks, your wish doesn't come true. Or so they say, right? But
so I can explain so I did this my entire childhood growing up. It's a Cuban thing. For as far as I knew, there's a million superstitions in Cuba. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
We even have
to do with the eyelash.
Yeah. So the eyelash. So our eyelash would fall out, right? And your mom, whatever, would pick it out of the side of your eye, and then you would put it at the middle of your thumbs, and then press for a while, and then whoever came up with it, kind of like breaking a wishbone. Whoever came up with the eyelash on their thumb, that's who gets to make a wish, and then you go.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
just wanted to add to that.
That's different.
I think
I've got something I want to add to the eyelash thing. Is actually Rose is sitting, the listeners, I think, yes, and I heard this come up on a show with her and Bryce before on the other app, right? And I thought I'd add it into this, but the origin for fake eyelashes was actually back in 1882 in London, where a prostitute, Gerda Pradil, invented elongated eyelashes or cumbrellas to block the semen from getting into working girls' eyes that wore them. Now they wear them as common fashion, of course, but back then it was to block them from getting spunk in their eyes.
Oh,
Did
man,
you say cumbrella?
It's truth. That's the truth, Joey Butts. There you go, Rosa. She's listening. And that was brought up on that show. So I learned something there. I just wanted to share it on Shotgun Candy today.
Speaking of which, you never opened an umbrella indoors, right? You never opened.
Stupid for wearing them damn things. I'm not going to wear them next time I go out. I'm giving people the wrong impression. Shit.
I like how they called them cumbrellas themselves. That's like fucking genius for back then.
That's pretty good, man. We think we're smart, but we don't have cumbrellas.
It's amazing, dude. It's amazing, my God.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Speaking of cumbrellas, what do they? You were saying something about the umbrellas indoors. Yeah, that's a bad.
Yeah, it's a whole superstition. Yeah, would you guys ever open an umbrella indoors?
I've
by a
done
show
it.
class? I don't think so.
I'll
I've
do
done it.
all of these things.
I do
Yeah,
all of it.
well, it was. I'm sorry.
No. I mean, I'm like Rock. I don't. When I was younger, I used to do them just to defy the spiritual realm. Like, oh yeah, look what I'm doing. Open an umbrella and not doing this. But I did that when I was younger too. But I'm talking about open an umbrella.
I used to put like eyelashes on, just let guys just fucking spunk in my face just to show them that it was like fine.
Yeah,
Never
it's
got in my
fine.
eyes.
Yeah, that's what they're for.
It's not gay because I'm not enjoying it.
But it was more practical than that. It was actually it was for safety. Those big spokes that come out of an umbrella, when you open that thing up inside, you can actually hurt somebody. I've that shit's gone in my eye. Not the cum, but the umbrella, the spoke. And to be very clear, so yeah, you never just did that, right? And we had very violent ones where it's like the 2-prong ones where you hit the button, it goes. You're fucking like a weapon. So
yeah,
I get it.
Automatic ones, there's semi-automatic assault umbrellas, man. Those things are rough. But have you heard this one though? If you wipe the cum out of your eye and you blow it and it sticks on somebody else's face, then they're gay.
you blow the gay on them.
That's what I heard anyway. I don't know if
It absolves everything I did just now.
I don't know the origin of that one, but it sounds pretty accurate.
Well, speaking of semen, can I go into the next one?
If it doesn't have something to do with the Navy, I'm out.
We knew we were going down this fucking track. I'm just waiting for all the waffle bullshit the first half an hour to get out the fucking way. Let's talk serious shit, boys.
Yeah,
Come on.
let's
Fuck
take
all the
this
gay
up
shit.
now.
Let's get into the serious stuff.
Don't fuck all the
All right.
gay
Have you
shit.
heard
Leave
of
some of it alone?
Have you heard of a giant circle jerk?
Yeah, let's clean this up. Let's get right
This
with
is
God.
serious,
Rob.
man. This is no fucking joke here. I did some research, and this is legit.
This is the
So,
kind of research you do.
Yeah.
Just see Rock,
So-
giant circle jerks. I need this for the show.
Here we got here, yeah. So,
That's the thing you do because you're gay.
I'm researching for
anything
the show.
I found the
never
umbrellas
know.
thing, yeah, just like I'm skiing. Like, all right, so we had the giant circle jerk, which helps crops grow, right? So
In
today,
what
many
country?
practicing today as well. It says today, many practicing pagans and Wiccans incorporate aspects of sexuality into their spiritual practices. Some ancient pagan religions link sex to fertility and fertility to a good harvest. To appease the fertility gods, they practice large-scale group masturbation. They'd stand in large, big groups and just all jerk off into the crops because of that. They believed that
Is that
this
the-
superstition would help their crops grow.
It only grows cucumbers, though.
Eggplants. Obviously, come on, man. If you're gonna do the joke, it's the eggplant.
Eggplant doesn't have the word "cum" right in the middle of it, but cucumber does.
Wow. I used to enjoy this.
Just imagine that. Like it's like the Aussie farmers here. They're really that we call them the old cockies, right? The cockies will help each other out. They'd go over to each other's
I bet
farms
they
and they
will.
say like, "We're going to bulldoze over some trees today. Give us a hand with your bulldozer. We're going to round up the sheep. Hey guys, we're going to grow some crops." And we just get together with our buddies and we just fetch each other off like, and to fucking our crops grow. You know.
Oh, I reckon we need some help with me crops, eh? Let's have a little cucumber circle.
Bring
jerk.
over a tin of VB and we'll sit down and we'll just
So you,
we'll fertilize the crops.
Trying to grow
down
some
there-
cookies.
if you're ever down in the country in Australia, go give a cocky a handy, and you know to help his crops grow.
Heal the world, guys. It's the only way.
This is what I came up with, man.
You
So
got
that
it.
was
Yeah, well,
that was one of many of these little things that I've got anyway. So
There's too many jokes there.
yeah.
That's what I came with. I mean, came up with.
I need me cookies.
I was supposed to come up with it later, but I came a bit early. So
That's all right. though.
yeah.
Did the rooster crow yet, or did she get up for it?
Pre-cucumberal masturbation.
Oh my goodness, man! How did we turn this corner this fast? This is a new record, everybody.
it
6
gets
o'clock.
better than this, but let's throw one back to you guys.
Go for it, AC.
Yeah,
you're
I
the
mean-
fact man.
How about this? I'm a huge football sports fan in general. Anybody out there, clap your hands if you like sports. For those out there, I mean, is there any institution? Yes, I enjoy cricket.
Yes, I like golf.
So, I mean, what's out there? More.
Pinochle.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's part of it. I would say that's a sport. Fuck yeah. So
If you sweat, it is.
from the NBA to competitive pinochle, nothing has more superstitions in it, latent like a cake, like a croissant, baked within the layers. A croissant. baked within the layers. Right?
It's like an
That's what
ingrown
this is.
hair. It's deep down inside of it.
It's
I
deep
know
down.
what you're
You
talking
pull it,
about.
it
I know
just
where you're going.
it just keeps on coming, and it feels great.
Yeah.
So look, football players warm up. They might do the same fucking ritual they do every single time. How about
Yeah.
Michael Jordan? Michael Jordan would wear the same. Well, I wouldn't know if it was the same, but let's
Fucking
say
shoes, right? Was it the
no.
same shoes?
Under his red Chicago Bulls jersey, he would have his powder blue North Carolina University ones because he went to the University of North Carolina. Has the powder blue, the complete opposite color scheme, but he still wore those under his red ones for good luck. So he'd always do that. I mean, lucky socks. You know, what if you go up to bat and you're 75% and you hit doubles with your lucky socks? And now over time, those kind of things when you wear things and you start figuring out why you have these great bits of luck or unluck, really, because you can have unluck and be like, these are my fucking unlucky socks. But every time I wear these, I strike out. Conversely, you can also have the lucky ones, for example, my lucky gloves or whatever, and you are impervious, right? It gives you this extra confidence. It gives you the belief that something like you have an edge on the house, right? Like the
Samson's
numbers
hair.
on my. Yeah. So yeah, sports in general, man. I mean, we're talking about everywhere from spitting to using, eye black.
You said Michael Jordan wore the same jersey underneath of it. Will Chamberlain wore the same condom for all those women he slept with.
20,000.
Then he let Magic Johnson borrow it, and it didn't go so well for him. But superstitions don't really work, man. I'm telling you.
But then we found out. Close the loop. Then we found out that AIDS is curable. All you need is $200,000 in cash.
Yeah, all you need to do is be rich and famous, and you won't die from it.
Guys, there was a cure phrase all along. It's just being liquid.
Exactly.
So, So I mean, if anybody plays sports or have any sports rituals, guys, did you play any organized sports?
I think baseball's got the most though. Baseball players are fucking crazy. They do the same shit. Like I can't remember the one guy. The one guy wore, Rock said he wore like the same socks for like the whole season or some shit like that. Some guys would never change their underwear or wash their jock strap. There's some people who are crazy, man. Did you ever see that guy I think he played for Boston, that Nomar Garciaparra guy? He had to like flip his gloves 3 times between every fucking pitch. It was like, this guy's been up for 25 minutes. There's only been 2 pitches. This is ridiculous.
He has a sickness. At that point, it's OCD. For me, if you have to do 3-3
into this,
or Karl Malone when he would do the ball and he would say lip something to the world, but it was under his breath. Obviously, he would do every free throw. He would say the same exact thing and throw the free throw up. He was a great free throw shooter. But I doubt it was any of those things that he was muttering. Maybe he was hailing Satan. I doubt that. It's never what you think it is. But yeah, like for example, so like in baseball, they constantly lock loogies, right? They're like, they're constantly hawking loogies.
Yeah.
So when a player spits, it's expected that when he spits, he kick dirt over it. Now, I would imagine that that's just a sign of courtesy. Like, what if you have to slide there? What if somebody has to pick up a ball next to your loogie? Like, what's the deal, right? But it's something that has become, it's an example of something that's become a superstition, but it obviously has some.
But it's more like a dog burying his
I think
turd
they're
at
just
the
filthy
beach.
fucking dogs, if you ask me.
Exactly.
Right. I mean, playoff beards. Now that we're still on the sports thing, like people, playoff beards, rally caps. So another one, to your point, King, another baseball one would be the rally cap, right? So when they have to rally like in the 9th inning and they're trying to generate runs and support their team, they take their baseball cap, turn it inside out and put it on, and that's your rally cap. So if everybody's doing that in solidarity and support of the mission, it just feels like you are tempting fate, right?
Or sometimes they'll do like Sylvester Stallone in that movie to turn their hat backwards. Like, now the power's on, baby. Let's do it.
That's it.
Wow.
Like a switch.
There's a lot of crazy superstition, but I found baseball, just watching baseball, it gets kind of annoying when they do stuff like that. But NASCAR drivers do the same thing. They always do, like, I have to drink. I knew this person was an athlete, and they had to eat a tuna fish sandwich at like 11:25 the day of the sporting event, like every time. And I'm like, why do you do that? And they're like, well, because when I do this, I don't lose. I'm like, yeah, but you lost last week. Yeah, but I started eating at 11:26. I'm like, you're just crazy. That's all there is to it. It's just nuts. But you know what? I think it's,
well, if you think that's all that shit's crazy, you guys didn't dig far back enough to the shit that I fucking saw from like back in the day, because that's like, we'll see crazy for sure, like crazy. But we have a message here from
that's what
Daz.
That ladder thing goes back to people in
it does
medieval times. They thought it was represented like the gallows, and they didn't want to be walking under it because they'd be represented like a swinging body and they were going to die or some shit like that. People are crazy, but what's Daz got to say about it? He's a smart guy.
He said Elvis was right about the circle jerk ceremony. Not only helped grow cucumbers, it was great for the kumquats too. Thanks, Daz, for dropping in with that message.
That's good. Yeah, I didn't know about that.
But
I'll put that in my notes.
I've got a half a dozen like sort of sexual ones as well that will just pepper through this whole scenario. Who wants to hear from Uncle Rock now with some of this fucking shit that these people are going about?
Tell me some dirty perv stuff. Go for it.
I will.
Sick.
Yeah, fuck yeah, I can't wait. I'll be waiting patiently. So having sex on Good Friday and you'll get stuck. Have you heard about that? I never heard of these till I researched them. So
that's a fallacy. I mean, a fallacy.
It's a damn Good Friday. So Good Friday is one of the holiest days on the Christian calendar. And according to the Filipino law, anyone who dishonors the holiday by getting down and dirty will be repaid with a pretty unique curse. They'll be stuck to their partner for at least 24 hours. Is it such a curse, though?
It happened to dogs.
At least that's what he said.
For me, it's probably my favorite day of the year to get down, and because I last longer that way, and my missus can't get away, even when I get in before she wakes up on Good Friday. So she's stuck with me for 24 hours. That bitch ain't got a headache then, has she?
How will we explain this to the children?
You send them to grandma's house.
It's how we make the children.
You're just like a blanket between you guys. You're like moving like conjoined twins to the house.
Just find some Catholic.
She's like, get away from me. No,
everything's fine.
I can't look. I'm cursed.
It's Good Friday, bitch.
It's great Friday.
Yeah, that's right. Sleep in another room because I'm coming for you.
She rolls over and says, "It wasn't that great of a Friday."
And I say, "It fucking was for me."
That was I've had a better Friday.
that was just a warm up because the next one is pretty cool. All right, so we've got
how do you get worse than that?
Masturbating into the Nile will protect against the drought. Have you heard about that?
Into the Nile?
No, I have not.
Masturbating into the Nile will protect it against the drought. Yeah, this is obviously back in the Egyptian days. So,
do you have to be in the water waist down so they can't see, or are you just everybody standing on the beach just target practice?
I didn't quite get that. Maybe they were giving each other eye contact. I really don't know. But the Nile's
fish jumping at it when it's hitting the water.
I don't even know if the Nile was fucking made of water anymore. That's my honest thoughts. But so ancient Egyptians viewed masturbation as a largely creative act. So in fact, we got a message coming from Mr. R. Hang on a second there. So in fact, they credited the creation of the entire universe to a single masturbation session by God, apparently. So the rise and fall of the Nile, also said to be influenced by Autumn's solo sessions, to appease the hands on God, or perhaps to tap into their own godlike powers. Egyptian pharaohs masturbated into the Nile to ensure plentiful water for their crops. Another crop scenario.
Well, wait a second. I got a question about that.
So you can just imagine Tutankhamun, right? He's just like, his wife's going, what's wrong, dear? And he's just like, I'm just worried about the crops again, my love. But you always worry about the crops all day and night. I know, but it's for the good of our people. I'll be right back. And he's just there fucking just fetching off into the fucking Nile like 24/7. It's just his excuse to go fucking back, the dirty old fuck.
Like, what are you doing? I'm Tutankhamun.
I'm Tutankhamun.
I was wondering about the you ever see the Eye of Ra? Is that what them things are on the ass? Is that the umbrellas? The Egyptian umbrellas? It makes a whole lot of sense now. I got it. It's like, I'm gonna create civilization in your third eye, baby. Let's go. I think AC's having a heart attack. He's got a Cubano sandwich coming back up. Look at him.
That was well crafted.
That was good. Dude, coming, baby.
Yeah. So that's good. So
put a pin in that.
Yeah, that's a good one.
So that's another. Yeah.
That's disgusting.
I'm going to throw it back to you guys in a sec. I just want to get this message from Mr. R. So let's hear what he's got to say here. Here we go.
You're going to learn whether you like it or not, people.
I'm so excited. 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 I'm so excited.
I was here before you. Go to your fireside. Anybody on your fireside?
I'm so excited. You had Ollie in there. Well done, Mr. R. You know that the good shit's coming through when you play your shit. I love it. Thank you very much.
Mr. R.
That guy's awesome.
Oh man,
how'd you get Ollie in there on your fireside with Lisa? That's great.
He's a DJ.
Thank you so much.
He has access to
I
everything.
want to hear that again. We'll play that before we end the show.
Oh, yeah.
At some point.
That's our new
All right,
intro.
throwing it back over to you guys.
Oh yeah.
Whew.
Man, so there's a lot of them here, Elvis. I'm gonna say a couple, and I think that you're gonna connect with a bunch of them. How about this one? Has your palm ever itched?
Yeah, it did. Man.
Yes, it has.
Most people have an
After
itchy
I went
palm.
on that farming trip.
Right, when you start jerking off in
About as
denial.
much from scratching my itchy balls.
Yeah.
I'm jerking off in denial. My itchy palms are killing me. So most people believe that if you have an itchy palm, it means you're about to get some money because your hand's outstretched.
Oh, yeah.
You can see how, right? You're like, oh shit,
Yeah, absolutely.
look at this itchy palm. Give me some fucking money, right?
You know what? I heard some
Beggar palm.
cultures say if the right hand itches, you get money. If the left hand itches, you're going to owe money. I think.
Fuck.
Did you come across that?
I heard it was
That's
the other way
probably
around, for real.
Well,
That's probably
'cause
so
you're in
ancient.
Australia.
That's when people-
Everything's backwards down there.
That's when people wipe their ass with their hand, and they were like, oh god. It just depended which one, right? And then how about mixing beer, right?
Mixing
Not
beer.
everybody, yeah. Not everybody would want to do that. So if you pour, so it's bad luck to pour one glass of beer into another one. It invites negative energy. So you want to finish the
Really?
beer you get, especially in like the Eastern Bloc, like Chechnya, like like Czechoslovakia, the Czech Republic, things like that.
I only found that to be bad luck if there was a cigarette butt floating in the bottom of the one and you didn't notice until after you drank it.
I've done that.
So and I've always heard, liquor before beer, have no fear. Beer before liquor, you never been sicker. So watch when you're mixing people, especially in the same cup. It ain't no good. This is Irish car bomb, then you're fine.
Yeah, you always start off with an Irish car bomb, then the night just goes.
Yeah, then you.
So how about this? In Sweden, it's bad luck to toss your keys on the table. So back then, prostitutes would leave keys on tables and to invite clients to other chambers. So to avoid any confusion, it was declared bad luck, so people would stop doing it. So if you were to throw keys on the table, you were
Crazy
literally
because over in Egypt, we just found that it's good luck to toss them to the Nile.
yeah, just toss it.
Yeah.
You're in denial, baby.
Toss off into the Nile. So
Yeah, if-
to
if-
toss
if-
the keys off to the
if you've
table.
ever, if you've ever
The
drank
hooker
out of
comes to the
Nile.
room.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
looking for Denial Street. No, baby, you in denial.
So, like, I know somebody that moved to an old folks' home, and they used to toss all their keys into a bowl, and they said that was good luck. They always had a great party after that. Is that same thing? Key parties? Never mind, that one fell flat. That's good.
It took me a moment to
Right, I'm
process.
trying to look for the joke here, but I couldn't find it. I'm just going to go and fucking
Just old people having sex
fertilize
with
my
each other's
crops.
wives. That's what that joke was.
Put a sock on the door.
Disgusting. Yeah.
Put a sock on the door. If that's happening, you know we're getting busy.
Yeah, it's gonna be. There's gonna be some dentures and some keys on the table in the bowl. It's fine. Just grab,
Damn right.
have at it.
How
But
about complimenting?
So you're saying you want another sexual one? Okay, let's do that
yeah,
then. So this is from, where are we from? Okay, in Colombia. Okay, so if a girl trips you up while you're having sex, sorry, if a girl trips you up while you're dancing, you must have sex with her. That's a fucking good one. I heard over in Colombia. So for the semi-nomadic of the northeastern Colombia and northwestern Venezuela, having two left feet isn't necessarily a bad thing. During a dance, a woman there's a specific name. During the Chichimaya dance, women try to trip the object of their affection. If they're successful, their dance partner becomes their sex partner. Is that more of a tradition than a superstition? But I don't know. There's just dudes just fucking falling to the floor flat over there. She's like, that bitch just tripped me up. Oh shit,
We're talking about Colombia here?
They're just crawling on the floor.
just depends on what the woman looked like.
I'd be putting tripwire everywhere.
Ugly bitches are going out there like playing rugby, throwing dudes all over the ground. Like, now you're mine. Got no choice.
Lisa just walks around with bats taped to her leg, just going, fucking hi guys, how are you? How are you? How are you? Just fucking tripping dudes up left, right, and center.
She just drops marbles on the dance floor like, oh no, I have to have sex with all of you.
I wish I.
Pouring oil all over the fucking floor. I'm responsible for that.
I'm the one. That's terrible. What? Well, see, you're speaking of women. I was thinking like ugly girls would be the beneficial. Initially, I thought like how many men just go out there and go whoops, you know. But now I'm thinking like, man, that's really ugly. Maybe tripping the guy on purpose. But have you heard this one in Rwanda where if women eat goat meat, they grow a mustache?
Yeah.
No, I want to say no, but then you reminded me that our friend Bombastic had said something like that. Then you've researched it and actually found the truth in that.
Yeah, we spoke about this.
It's actually true. They say women will grow facial hair like a goat beard and a mustache if they eat goat meat. And I'm like,
ding, 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 ding. Shotgun candy overlap. One of those moments. Yeah, we talked about it with Josh and with Mr. Bombastic, and he chimed in. He's like, "You're right, AC. I can't believe you brought that up."
My mother would never let my sister eat goat meat.
I just creamed my jeans for some reason.
Yeah, that's a really weird one. I came across so many damn.
Have a dinger here.
Weird ones, like if an owl flies in your house and you're Italian, somebody's going to die. You heard that one?
Oh my god!
You're Italian, right? You got
an owl.
Yeah, they said
I didn't quite catch that one, but I did see. Yeah, I saw that it's just if an owl flew into your house, it was bad luck for something. I didn't quite catch what it was though.
Yeah, they said someone in the house would die, and I'm like, that's crazy, you know.
The owl.
Yeah, and I know somebody that in the United States it turned into like any bird. Like if a bird flies, there's a lot of shit with birds. Like if a bird shits on you, that's good luck or something like that. Or a bird shits on something you own,
it is good luck. Yeah,
you're going to come into some wealth or something like that. But
it's good luck in our culture as well. If a bird shits on you, that means you were chosen.
Yeah, so we had a lot of bastardized ones in America. We got the whole crop of all of them, and they're all like through the grapevine stuff. Because I know somebody was telling me that they went to school with this kid whose parents were from Italy, and a bird flew in the store that they were going, and he goes, "Oh shit, someone's going to die in the store."
God damn it!
It's like I think that's a little extreme.
It's law.
A bird. They got tall doors, man. Relax.
How about pennies? How about pennies and coins on the ground? It's a very common one. There's a couple of really common ones that we haven't mentioned yet, like lucky pennies. But it also depends if it's heads up or tails.
If you see a penny heads up, pick it up and you have good luck, right? All day.
But if you see a penny tails up, ass down, face up.
That means when you bend over, someone's going to take care of business.
Bend your ass over.
Just some pervert putting pennies face down on the ground, just waiting behind a tree. Here's my moment. I'm going to make your crops grow.
This bitch and his penny.
But it's because of the it was because of the metal. It was because of the actual metal. It was good luck because you're refining the metal that you can either boil down to make something else or add to your collection. It was valuable. So that was like a huge fortune for your day.
Yeah, there's a lot of coin ones. I can't remember exactly the specifics of it. Maybe you came across it too. Like if somebody gives you a sharp object as a gift and you don't give them a coin in return, you're gonna have bad luck. Did you come across
a sharp object?
Yeah, like knives or scissors or something like that. You have to give them a coin in return.
Oh, yeah. I heard something about a knife. Yeah.
If you receive a sharp object
if you give a friend or a family member a knife, then you stand the chance to have your relationship cut off or severed. That's what it says.
There you go.
So that's the superstition in that one.
It can't be a gift. It has to be an exchange. That's what the weird superstition is. I don't get it. But,
right. And not to mention, speaking of exchanging, right? Like when you get married, obviously there's a couple of the marriage ones where if you see your bride beforehand, it's an old superstition that says that it's not going to work out. Why? Because when you go in to see her, you might. This is way back in the day before we swiped on him and got the Tinder date and all that, and
you might
did all the Facebook detectiving, right? So now you are seeing her for the first time. You might get cold feet if you see her for the first time. So it was more like talk about shotgun candy. That's a shotgun wedding, right? It's like, is she going to pull back the veil? That could be anybody under there, and you got to go through with it now. So that was the whole deal.
I used to go in all the time because I was trying to bust it with the best man because he was better looking than me. So I didn't trust him either.
I don't like you.
I'm like, you got the ring? Like, I'm wearing it.
We have a dinger.
Oh, fuck, too late. Go ahead. We got some dingers.
We do. We have Daz Cowbell's left a message here for us. Here we go.
He's the man. What's up, Daz?
Yeah, so old King Tut, he blamed his micro penis on the Nile. Oh, honey, that water's way too cold in that river.
Sounds like he's in denial.
Yeah, exactly. He's in denial. He had a tiny penis. It was all wet. That's disgusting.
We can all see it.
Well,
That's why you wear that
going
big
back
hat, though.
to West Africa. I don't know if you guys heard this one, but if you have sex during the day in West Africa, you'll conceive an albino child, was their belief. So
Like a
the Bambara tribe of West Africa has a very specific view on what makes a body healthy and good. Twins are considered bad luck, and triplets even more so. Albino children are especially disliked, and according to Bambara law, the best way to avoid conceiving one is to only have sex when the sun goes down. There you go.
So, let me just.
I don't discriminate like that. I have sex at multiple parts of the day. I'm not racist assholes like them. So, yeah, there you go.
I'm sorry.
I think that's just a cover because probably all the broads are ugly. Because you can't see ugly in the dark, but you can feel fat. So I think there's a lot of skinny broads just ain't so good looking up in the face. Like, no, it's bad luck. Gotta turn the lights out, baby.
Put this bag on your face.
There are a lot of goat meat eaters over there too, by the way. Just saying.
Bunch of mustaches over there.
She's obviously there was some women having sex with some white men out there, and the babies were coming out a little bit white, and the men's going, "I had sex in the day again," and they're getting in trouble for that. But really, she's just being a bit of a whore.
Yeah, and as Western missionaries were like, "I swear, it's not me, it's the sun."
The missionaries were doing it in missionary position. We do have a message here from our buddy Chuck. Here we go.
What's up, Chuck?
So, while it's kind of controversial to call it superstition, I think some of the most long-standing things like that may be some of the kind of rules baked into religions around food and things you can eat and can't eat. How a lot of religions like Judaism and Islam have rules around you can't eat pork, and that's against God's law, and which I would equate to superstition. People who follow that may not, but a lot of that is actually most likely rooted in essentially those laws coming from at the time food health and food safety was not widely understood, and a lot of people got really sick from eating that kind of stuff. And so it kind of makes it easy to fold that into religious.
Totally, you just message dropped out there, Chuck. Totally agree with that, man. That's exactly what my thoughts were, is that they didn't have the knowledge back then. They'd get sick. They I think Jewish don't eat shellfish either.
No,
because they're like bottom. Usually they're bottom feeders. They eat the shit off the bottom of the ocean, right? So they'd eat them, get sick, and they banned it, saying that God would almost punish them and for eating the shellfish or eating the pork, and then you get sick. But yeah, just health disease. I think it makes the most sense.
Really, a scavenger's like like a catfish or a buzzard,
like TT.
You just don't want to eat it. Yeah, like a big hairy back bitch. You don't want to eat that shit. They get all kinds.
Oh, Southern Hubs in the house. Here you go, brother.
But no, I think that's they view it like God's the father, right? And if you touch that hot stove, you deserve what you get. So I mean, you got to remember, pigs are the only animals that live with. They're alive with like parasites in their flesh. So it's like, oh, pork's good for you, but you just got to really cook it. It's like, you really want to eat cooked dead parasites? It's kind of nasty, And if you look on the the animal fucking, what do they call it, genealogy or some shit like that? I'm not a biologist. I don't know what the man or woman is, or a shellfish or whatever. But crustaceans are direct cousins with cockroaches and stuff.
Yeah.
There's exoskeletons. So it's kind of dirty. Yeah, it's kind of dirty to eat that stuff. I mean, you can eat a cat turd if you cook it enough, but do you really want to do that?
But cat turds aren't as delicious as lobster tail.
I accidentally ate one time this morning. It was nasty.
Sleep with your mouth open.
I did. Well, it's funny. We were talking about the black cats. Like, where did that come from? The black cats. That's some kind of witchcraft stuff, ain't it? Like the black cat, the whole black cat thing. Why is that bad luck?
There is. It's such a common one. I didn't bother looking it up, but it was everywhere. But I don't actually know what the purpose behind it. Maybe you got that AC about the whole black cat thing.
Maybe I did.
Maybe. Are you willing to share? Or should I just come over there?
We're just going to skip over AC. We're going to go back to one of mine now. So go ahead.
So the black cat swooping in. So the black cat thing is directly attached to witches, right? So in the Middle Ages, most people believe that witches kept black cats as companions and spies. So there was also a belief that witches could use the shape of a black cat to move around and to do the spying. So a lot like the Dracula can turn into a bat. It's kind of a anthropomorphic
A witch can
reverse.
turn into a black pussy.
That's right.
All
Witches
right.
will be tight. Halloween will be sick.
So if my cat accidentally touches my balls, it's not weird then, right? Because she might be a witch.
So, I mean, just to, you know what this is going to touch you in a special way, Elvis.
I hope so.
I know it will. It sucks because this has a direct correlation to why black cats are not adopted at adoption shelters, and that's not fair. It's a bad stigma.
Yeah, black
these
cats
things are
matter,
not attached
everybody.
to witches. I mean, they're not attached to witches. These little kitties need homes. It's not their fault that they were born black. Like, please,
Yeah, they didn't ask to be.
let's rise above superstition.
It's the same thing with black dogs, man. At our RSPCA, the most unlikely dogs to be adopted are actually black dogs for some reason. So if
Yeah,
they've
people
got
don't
colours,
like
they've got more of a chance.
Yeah, people don't like it.
I don't know. There must be some sort of evil like attached to them, like wolves, or I don't know.
Well,
Same with the black cats. The stigma of superstition.
A lot of
evil.
people that want to adopt dogs like that, they have kids, and black dogs are like intimidating looking. Even a black lab is like the dopiest, happiest, friendliest animal you can think of, but people just don't adopt them because they're like big, fat. They're kind of intimidating, you know. But that's exactly why you want a dog in some areas,
like Rottweilers and things like that. Yeah,
exactly.
Dobermans
Rottweilers and Doberman pinschers, they were bred to be the German.
Those
taxi
don't come in
driver
other
dog.
colors.
No, they come in black with the mean brown eyebrows. That's it, man.
Mm-hmm. Do you have a white model?
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
we don't.
No, we do not. They do have white German shepherds, though.
They do.
They're
they do. Yeah. We have a message from Tyne Whiskers here from Stereo. It's good to hear he's dropping in. I think first time leaving a message here on the show, so let's grab what he's got to say here.
Thank you.
I think even in colonial days, during slavery in the United States anyway, they fed them in New England. They fed the slaves, lobster because it was bottom feeders kind of food, you know.
Yeah, it's a bug, man.
Wow.
And now look at us.
One of the perks of living back then.
Well, down in Louisiana,
that'd have been all right.
You guys have crayfish or crawfish down in Australia?
Yeah,
so you guys have got lobsters, right? We got crayfish, man. We got like big
like
ass fucking crays here, and they're awesome.
They're like tiny lobster. But see, down in Louisiana, they call them mud bugs.
No. Crayfish are big. They're huge. They're bigger than lobster.
Oh, really? Because we have
that's what they call them. Our crayfish are very small crustaceans, somewhere between a lobster.
Oh, you're talking about yabbies. Yeah, we call them yabbies. They're like
Of course, they got to be yabbies. Can't you just call the crayfish lobsters and the yabbies crawfish? That'd be straight with everybody else. Come on, man. It doesn't matter what you be doing there.
Oh, you mean yabbies? Oh, yeah, we know what yabbies are.
And they call blue whale shrimps, and then just to be backwards. You guys are crazy.
Sperm whales are called cummies.
Yeah, the fish actually fly in the sky, and the birds swim in the ocean.
Did you keep a cummy out there? What? A sperm whale? Did you see one?
I stuck my finger in a cummy's blowhole.
So you guys rape dolphins. We make love to them. It's a big fucking difference.
Yeah. Well, no,
I missed it. Damn it.
You got to catch the replay where podcasts are catching going everywhere, man.
How far in?
Is anyone here familiar with rabbit's feet? Rabbit's feet.
I am, yeah.
Yeah, we
call them wolves' hoofs over here, yeah.
It's one of the oldest things ever, right? So, anybody have an idea why rabbit's feet? I'm trying to get this together, Elvis, please. I just lost my mind.
Bitch.
So, rabbit's feet. Rabbit's feet are one of the most ancient ways to say, like, it's a talisman, right? Like one of those things you press around your neck and you're like, gosh, I hope my sister gets the job at whatever, you know, and everybody's rubbing their shit or, you know, something you wear.
Keychains here. Yeah.
Right.
I mean,
yeah. It's a
truckers
lot like
always
that.
have them on a keychain hanging from the fucking thing.
Exactly. So why that is really, really simple, actually. It was believed that back in the day, the Celts or the Celtics back in Ireland, back in the day, they believed that specifically the feet of rabbits, because they lived underground, had a special connection and were closer thus to God or the gods. So they would feel like I imagine
underground.
Yeah, underground. Right. So imagine being like knowing that thing lives underground, but that's the farthest thing that you know that goes under. Like, you know what I mean? There's so many more things that go. There's worms, and I mean, Jesus. all types of animals and mole rats or whatever. They go even deeper. But those are the things that they chose. I mean, the ignorance, from it was born a lot of shit that you have to reconcile in your mind. So when you can't figure shit out, that's the best thing you can do.
They were going to kill them anyway to eat them because they taste better than worms.
Yeah, chop your feet off.
Yeah, I mean, you can't eat the foot. Not a lot of meat on it, so
maybe you can't.
Well, you could try.
I'll suck it. I'll suck on it.
I'll suck a rabbit's foot.
Try me. I'll fucking do it.
Yeah. Funny thing about rabbits, their balls and dick are flipped. No.
How about an Asian one? I mean, Asian one where it says it may seem like a great place to put your chopsticks, but when you put your chopsticks straight up in a bowl of rice, that's bad luck.
That means somebody's going to die. Yeah.
Yeah, because it resembles the number 4, which is obviously going back to a horrendous number that we never ever talked about.
You put your chopstick again.
So it's
we're just laughing from 2 weeks ago. Sorry.
Right.
Hey, Mr. Miyagi, I put my chopsticks up in the bowl like that. Everybody flipped
Just like you told me.
Mr. Miyagi, who's that? Yeah, fucking Danielson.
Beginner's luck.
No, another bad luck thing in China, they don't wear white to funerals or weddings because that's their funeral color. That's their death color.
Fuck.
Yeah, red is the lucky color that brings prosperity. So like red and gold, but white is a bad sign. So if you got a white bowl with chopsticks sticking out of it, man, somebody's going to die for sure.
So no wonder we can't get it together, man. Because look, it's for us, red is the color of like either the villain in the movie or someone, or someone's really pissed off. It's the color of passion and like
or fast
just
food,
the opposite.
Color of heart disease.
Mm-hmm.
Another in Asians, a lot of the Asian cultures, that chopsticks that could mean like I want to kill somebody. Like you put that in a bowl, and it's like a death threat, kind of like a silent way to be like, I'm gonna kill you, son of a bitch.
Yeah, just like they call you if you give somebody a 4-pack of muffins or a 4-pack of like something, you're like, hi, very nice to meet you.
I lived in Asia for like 6 years, and I just used a fucking fork, man. There was no problems with this.
He brought his own. Everybody, they didn't have one on the whole island. He brought his own. Like, I got my own forks coming from Australia.
I'm a surgeon with chopsticks. I will fucking pick up fucking.
I catch a fly out of here.
Yeah, I'll Miyagi that shit.
Man,
no, I'm actually really good at rice.
You can do anything.
Anything.
No, you heard this one? This German people. It came from Germany, but it's in America too. You never cheers with a glass of water. That's like,
Bavaria, Germany.
Yeah, and that's some scary shit. You better put some beer in there, or them Germans are going to kill you.
Yeah, it's horrible. Like you're wishing.
If you cheers water, it means like I'm going to kill you, or it's like a death threat, or like a death omen. Somebody's going to die. Somebody's going to die.
Oh yeah, or your soul's going to be stolen, like the salt. Remember the throwing your salt over your shoulder?
Exactly, and that's another thing that they would come and do it, like a house blessing. They throw salt in all the corners to ward off the evil spirits.
That's right. And not to mention
to kill you worse than walking under a ladder and not throwing salt and all that stuff. The stress and worry of all this shit that doesn't do anything.
That's why. This sack of worry everywhere you go.
Yeah,
how about the New Year's Day ones? Have you heard about that?
As you step into McDonald's with your
I haven't, but I want to knock one of the messages out. It's been sitting here a little bit. I think I'm going to miss it before. It's from Chuck. So here we go.
If I understand correctly, in in Australia, what you guys refer to crayfish, we call rock lobsters. I think that's the kind of equate to the same thing, but that's not the same thing as crayfish that we call here, which are like the tiny lobsters. But what you guys call crayfish are the same thing as what we call rock lobsters.
Right. Well, that's like Southern Hub's favorite song, and me too. So I'm all down for that. Fuck you, Benny Boom Boom. That's right, Rock Lobster by B-52s.
Benny Boom Boom loves Rock Lobster. Loves it.
It's his favorite song to hate.
It's his favorite thing. So there are some New Year's Day ones that I wanted to mention because, especially in my culture, like what I've seen with my aunts and not so much in my house because we're more Americanized, but like really close aunts and cousins and all that.
Is this Italian New Year's stuff that you're talking about?
This is mainly Cuban.
Cubanos, yeah.
Cuban. Okay. I did read one. About Italian, and I'm Italian. I've never heard of it until today when I was doing the research. But on New Year's, they would serve lasagna for a lucky year ahead. They believe eating lasagna on that New Year's Day. But I think that your auntie or your zia is probably just getting rid of the Christmas leftovers, to be honest. But we'll see.
It sounds practical. Yeah. Leading up to midnight, we need to eat 12 white grapes, basically. The lightest color grapes you can. Right. It's good luck to eat 12 grapes, and you have to eat them all.
What if you wait till next year? It'll be wine.
From what time period, though?
That'd be even better.
So right there, like 11:50. Like they start getting passed out like 11:50, 10 till 12, and everybody has to everybody has a glass of champagne or cider, or for the kids there would be apple cider, right? Like champagne type.
Or the Dickens flavor. Have you tried that Dickens cider before?
Oh, Dickens cider. Oh, mate.
Yeah, Dickens cider is wonderful.
Oh, I love that Dickens cider.
Just don't drink that. Don't drink that shit on Good Friday. It's no good.
Yeah, you'll die. You'll disintegrate to ash.
Your lips will get locked to the glass.
Oh, man, you get locked in the glass.
So
what happens if you don't eat those 12 grapes? Castro will take over your country for 50 years?
I've done it so many times because I've been way too drunk for the grapes. I've lost the grapes. I've thrown the grapes. Also, another thing you do is you kind of bring in the new year on New Year's Day when you wake up. You throw several buckets of water out the front door. That means it's making like a new beginning for your home. So you're throwing out all the bad spirits. And lastly, something that I actually learned last night, doing a little bit of research, not on the internet, but actually with people close to me, something I had never heard of before.
Family members.
Was you get up, so you actually take a suitcase and you walk around the block on New Year's Day. That means you're going to have a lot of travels this year. You're going to be going places. I think
unless you live in communist Cuba, then you can't leave
Who
anywhere.
the fuck came up with that? I've got to cut in there, man. Come on.
That's weird.
Walking around with a full suitcase, going, "Yep, he's doing a lot of traveling this year."
Yeah.
Well, see, my grandfather, he used to keep a full suitcase by the door in the bedroom just in case his wife got too mouthy. That was like his good luck charm. Like, look, bitch,
I'll leave you and the kids in a heartbeat, bitch.
I got everything I need in there. But notice there's no room for you. Just saying. No, this man, you're talking about. I'm off track, man. My mind is going everywhere. I was going back to mirrors.
That's okay. We've got a message I can fill in there.
Yeah, go ahead.
We've got Tom Whiskers left a message.
Touch on, but I don't have a segue, so that's why I got to walk everywhere with my suitcase.
Did you want to do that now? I'll do the message first while you think of that segue. Here we go.
The 12 grapes they do in Spain also, and I was there for a few years back for a New Year's, and they did the 12 grapes. You had to eat them. Everybody's stuffing their face with the 12 grapes, but the Dickens cider, I'm not sure about that one.
It's good. It's good.
It's a good one.
You get your wife to try it. She'll love it. Well, no, we started talking about
the Dickens cider box.
We're talking about the box of wine, box of Dickens cider.
Step one: put your dick in the box.
Well,
no, get a box.
My favorite was Dickens cider cans.
Is that the film over in France? All right, let's move on.
I had a fantasy football team one year. It was DIXON. Dixon.
Was it all naked women? Oh,
no.
Sorry, that would be my fantasy football.
I don't know.
Naked women bent over in front of me. I'm the quarterback, but that's just me.
That's just me.
It's a little touch football, if you know what I'm saying. But no, the mirrors in Mexico, they got some freaky things about mirrors because they got all that Santeria and all that witchcraft down there in Mexico, right? So they got, if you put two mirrors face across from in the same room, it opens a doorway for the devil to come in your house.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Yep. That's the portals Rock was talking about earlier.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of funny that you bring that up because my very next one, I've been sitting out for a while here. I've got a few I want to add in here. We do have a message too from Mr. R soon. We'll grab that. But it's actually placing a mirror near your bed will turn you into a sex fiend. So one superstition from Thailand actually warns against placing mirrors in your bedroom. Apparently, if you consistently see yourself in bed, your mind will begin to obsess over sex. So this is finally a superstition I can confirm is true. It's like a curse. It's something I just can't get rid of.
I used to make my ex wear mirrored front glasses to bed. I don't have an ego.
I like to see myself there.
Just want to make sure my hair looks good.
I like to watch.
Yeah, I like to see myself get sweaty.
I want everyone to brace themselves because we don't know what's coming next with this message from Mr. R. It could be anything.
It's going to
be. So here we go. I hope so.
I like French fries.
Wait, what? What is Mr. What even is it?
Hey, why don't you shut the fuck up?
What the fuck, man?
Hey, why don't you shut the fuck up? I like French fries. Hey, why don't you shut the fuck up? I like French fries. Hey, why don't you shut the fuck up? I like French fries. I like French fries. I like French fries. I like like french fries. Hey, why don't you shut the fuck up? French fries.
What the fuck, man?
Hey, why don't you shut the fuck up? So, Lisa, you telling me you like it both ways?
There you go, Southern Hubs. You're getting famous already on Shotgun. Candy, brother. I'm glad that you're here.
That's a good one, man.
My favorite of the very reverb parts.
Yeah, there's echo part, man.
All right.
Slap back on it.
That's what I used to do after
We
Taco Bell.
have a
Echo
message from the beautiful Rosa, and it says, sorry, I'm just going to try to read this from this distance. We have a similar tradition to that. Exactly, I think she's talking about the 12 grapes.
Yeah.
Exactly at midnight, we eat 12 red grapes and make one wish with each grape. We also do something red and something new. That means the whole year you'll have something new, and the red represent you'll have love and money. And we put the luggage is right by our door, which means to travel throughout the world, or throughout the whole year. Sorry, sorry, it is very hard for me to read.
Same culture.
You're talking about the color red in the Philippines. They think if you wear red in a lightning storm, you're gonna get struck. So they don't use red umbrellas, and they don't wear red raincoats or rain boots in the Philippines.
Oh wow!
Yeah, because they think red
so
attracts
in the
lightning.
Western society, I think it's
weird.
If we have like wear metal outside, we get scared of getting struck by lightning, not red.
In the Philippines, they started with metal umbrellas, but that didn't. They all painted them red, so they got confused. Just stay inside. Stay inside your little mud hut there if you live in the Philippines, or whatever 2,000 islands you live in, and whatever one of the 200 languages you speak. Just stay indoors. It's fine. You'll be all right.
Remain indoors.
Did you hear about the one about the
I love Filipinos.
the sex before battle would lead to defeat?
The what? Say again?
Did you catch it? Sex before battle will lead to defeat.
Oh,
Uganda people of Uganda strictly forbid sex on the night before battle. They believed anyone who engages in sex before hitting the battlefield will be weak and ultimately unsuccessful. The belief has found its way to many other cultures as well, mostly notable within the world of sports. Many coaches caution their players to abstain from sex before a big game as to not take the edge off their competitive spirit.
Yeah.
But I just wonder if that's where they'd conquer their enemies, immediately just start raping and pillaging. They're just like, oh, baby, I haven't had sex for like 24 fucking hours. Come here. And they just spread their seed amongst the villagers with all the rape.
I know there's no sex before battle, but what about farming before battle? Is that...
plant some seeds?
I don't know, but I'm just here to fertilize my crops, baby.
That's exactly, yeah. No,
my God.
no sex before battle, but can we farm?
I remember not doing that before a show.
Well, that's battles, but by God, could we grow corn?
There was no show that I would like before we left for to meet the band up for the gig, and I would find that I would scream better into the microphone and perform better for what was to come later, almost like a reward.
Yeah.
Don't judge me, but we always used to do it like, hey, don't jack off, okay, guys, and then we'd like pinky promise in the middle in a circle, and everyone would promise not to jack off.
Well, I mean, would it count if you were like, you took care of the drummer and the drummer was with the bass player and the bass player the guitar and then you?
Like an elephant walk.
Yeah, you could do it on stage in some cities. Probably Vegas.
Yeah. Some people made a career out of that, and but we just abstained. It made us more spunky. No pun intended.
Of course.
So let's talk about, I think right now is the perfect time to talk about something we haven't talked about at all. It's got to be the bane of everyone's existence. Everyone has to deal with it. Everyone has to think about it.
Then before we change, I just want to take this last message here from Tyne, and then we'll switch over to that, if that's cool, man.
Sure.
We go.
Hit that message.
Yeah, the no sex before a battle was in Rocky also. Rocky 1 or 2, I think. He had to abstain from seeing Adrian, because it would make him soft, I guess.
Yeah.
He wants to stay hard as fuck, right?
Yeah.
That's my name.
There we go. Back to you, AC. Sorry about that, man. I thought it wouldn't be relevant if we moved on subjects. So,
Nah. Sure. So Friday the 13th is something that we all have to live with, right? Every time it comes.
That's a big one.
It's something that marks your calendar either way. Sometimes you're not thinking about it and it's like, oh my God, is it Friday the 13th? But does it change your day? Does it change the way you go about it? Does it change anything? Maybe you are especially careful because there is a rise in common household accidents. There is that. It's It's a little bit. It's not huge, but there is something notable to that. It could be that we're hyper aware of what's going on, and we're just kind of careful, and therefore we're doing things we don't do, and thus we get hurt. However, not going about your day the same way is it changes you, and there's some people who actually wait for it all week, and here it is, and oh my God, is there one in May? Is there one in June? Oh God, that'll be the day that's going to suck. And is us thinking about that ahead of time already putting that in our minds to make it suck, or is it actually the day? I don't think it's the day at all, of course. But I will tell you that the stigma against Friday the 13th is likely comes from the emerging from two different superstitions, right? So from the Christian tradition, it's the death of Jesus. It took place on a Friday following the presence of 13 people at the Last Supper. So that's the number one reason, right? Yeah. So 13 people at the Last Supper was a long time ago for it to turn into like, it's, Friday the 13th at my office, it's, the printer's going to break. That was a huge difference in what we think, right? And then
we're going to crucify one of you guys, so it's going to be a bad day for one.
Call Xerox. But in the Teutonic legend, the god Loki appears at a dinner party sealed for 12 gods, making him the outcast and the 13th at the table.
Yeah, he was the 13th one in the room.
Exactly right. Yeah. So, elsewhere in the world, it's pretty global, right? Where it's 13 is it's unlucky, but it's not the way the West takes it and the U.S. takes it. In Hinduism, people fast to worship Lord Shiva and Parvati the 13th day of the Hindu month. There are 13 Buddhas in the Shingon sect of Buddhism, and there is a mention of a lucky 13 sign rather than unlucky. The Tibetan Book of Great Liberation, that it's actually 13 is a really lucky number everywhere else. Kind of like 4 is shitty in China, 8 is great in Japan. 8 is great in Japan, and 13 is great for Buddhists and as well as Hindus. It just depends. There can't, just like religion, there can't be one to rule them all. There just can't be. So everyone kind of takes from their region, and then of course people move and then take their belief system of somewhere else and then share it with the folks there. It becomes colloquial, and then everything happens from there. So the more and of course we were so segregated back in the day. Everybody lived in a certain place, but when you moved, you start spreading your ideas around. People are like, hey, I like that. I can subscribe to hating 13, and people are tribal, so they're going to join up, and nobody wants to be an outcast. Everyone wants to belong as well. So if you're the only one that thinks 13 is great, but everyone's like, ooh, 13, you're probably going to end up thinking 13 is bad. Your kids are too. So it's a slippery slope.
A lot of the Western world fucking thinks it, right? You're right. And like many hotels, and I actually saw some statistics. I didn't write them down.
Yeah, 13
but it's some crazy amount, like fucking 2/3 of hotels or something around the Western cultures don't even have like 13 steps. They won't put the number 13 on floors or in the elevators or anything like that. They're like, it's just
on
it's
airplane.
become more of a tradition than a.
Yeah, I've never been on an airplane. I've never been on an airplane that had a 13th row. It goes 12, 14.
I've never noticed that. Yeah. I've never looked out for it. Yeah,
you'll never have 13th row.
That's just.
But, I did go to a Shiva party one time on the 13th. My Indian neighbor. Come on over. We're having up a birthday for Shiva.
She's just an evil bitch, and she's got too many arms, too many hands. She's greedy.
No, but hey, the number 13. You were talking about gematria earlier. Guess what, AC? 3 and 1. What does that do? That's 4. Chinese.
Right, and then the Chinese are so mad at you.
Yeah. But
yeah,
see, this is how stupid people are with this. This is why these superstitions don't make any sense. Because if you're on the 14th floor of a hotel or the 14th row in a plane, you're really in 13. It doesn't really matter what the number says. I mean, is it the symbol of the number or is it the actual amount, quantity, 13? Which one is the scary thing?
It's just all bullshit.
I think it's the representation of it, the actual representation and the look of how the 1 and the 3 are together, or however just like the 4.
Looks like a sloppily drawn B.
Because look, it proves it to itself, and it doesn't on its face. They don't make any sense. Just so the number 4 is wrong, but then like if you give something, it's also wrong in 4s, or if something just falls and it looks like a 4, or if you sleep in a certain way. There's so many reasons, right? So it can't just be the number. It also has to be the visual representation of what that right what that looks like.
I came across another one from another Asian one, Japanese. You were saying sleep a certain way. You're not supposed to sleep with your head facing north because that's how they bury people. And then in Africa, it's facing west.
Mm-hmm. And we generally
in
don't.
In Thailand, you can't sleep with your head facing towards the bathroom. that's really unlucky. It's like brings on bad health, and that's why I think
you'll be a
it must
shithead
have
your whole
stemmed
life.
because of the poor hygiene so many years ago. What walls were separating them? Just some shitty little sticks or something, and then their head was too close to the toilet. They got sick, so everyone's like, "Oh, don't sleep with your head towards the toilet." Yeah, so
I heard you just don't fall asleep in the red light district when you're in town.
There's a lot of like
Rocky's internet. Is that Rocky's internet AC or is that mine?
Oh, I don't know.
He's like, you're going 8-bit on us, man.
Am I okay?
It's my internet, I think.
There you go.
You're fine, AC.
We're good. We skipped.
Rock's chopping up, man.
Yeah, we just skipped a second. We're good.
Wait, it's all them times he broke mirrors and played Lucky 13 and whatever. Look at this. Look at that superstition.
You got 3 years to go from your 7-year bid. You're almost there, bud.
If Rocksteady's internet fucks
Look
up,
at that. I haven't paid my internet bill and my internet's getting cut off. That's bad luck.
There you go. That's what day was it due? It wasn't due on the 13th, was it?
Molly Walkers or whatever your money is.
Yeah.
I'll send you 57 Rue coins.
Yeah, just put it in his kangaroo pouch. Mail it over there. Hey, is before we get into that, is there any strictly Aussie ones? Like
oh yeah,
don't fuck a koala on Thursday or something like that?
Mm-hmm. That's a good one. Don't chew the eucalyptus.
No, I've never heard of any Aussie ones, man.
Don't kick a wallaby in the balls.
I don't know of any Aussie superstitions. Loredana, you're in the listeners there. If there's any, type it up here or something. Or
there's got to be.
I don't think there's any. There's Tank in the house too. Tank, I know you're here. I don't know if you're still listening, but you're from the UK. You're fucking super intelligent with this sort of stuff. So just chime in with a message. Let us know if there's anything from England or anywhere around Great Britain where there's. There must be loads more superstitions that you know of there.
There's got to be. Don't sleep with Lisa on her third blob of the year.
Third blob. If I may.
Hi guys, I'm on the blob.
Going back to 13, 13 is actually called. It's so popular and so prevalent throughout the world that they had to actually call it a phobia, which is called triskaidekaphobia, and that's called the fear of 13. So that's I didn't want to miss that, and I did.
It's got nothing to do with triple circle jerk on the farm either, by the way. Triple dickophobia or whatever that is.
triple dickophobia.
But now,
jerking off in denial.
Yeah. There's Whitewater Rapids down the stream there, so look out. But AC, like with blackjack, man, it's 13 is like if you get 13 on your cards, they always say lucky 13.
Well, if you have to get 13. Well, no, because if you get 13, that's probably. I mean, if you get it on the you can't get it on the first card, so you have to. Right, so you get
cheating.
Yeah. Well, at that point, you're praying for you got to get 21, so you're praying for a 7 or an 8 to fall on your 13. So it's
but
pretty
the
high chance.
the statistics of winning on a 13 are higher than if you take a hit if you just leave it.
11. Well, I think 11 is because then if you get a face card, you get 21 immediately and win.
Well, no, like if you just if the chances of you winning on a 13 are greater than if you hit on a 13, right?
Yeah, because you have that third card that's a variable. Mm-hmm.
You're like, I'll stay. And then, because if you get a 10, you're done. You bust.
It also depends on what he's showing. So if he's showing like a 5, 6, 7, then you probably have a better chance to do that, and you want to take that chance mathematically. But if he's showing a face card, you might want to. Yeah, I mean, you got to hit. You got to assume he's at a 20.
I hit on 18 one time. Next card came up was a fucking 3.
Did you get a 3?
No, because the person I was with was like, "Don't hit on 18. Look, they're bringing security guards over here. They thought I was counting cards." I'm like, "I'm not that smart. I'm just drunk."
And I've counted.
And the guy was like, "Are you sure you want me to hit? You want to hit on an 18?" I was like, "Fine." Everybody's telling me no. Go ahead. And the next person got a 3. I was like, "You son of a bitch,
motherfucker!" It's happened so much.
Yeah, and I lost $20,000. No, $20 I lost.
Yeah,
son of a bitch. Unlucky.
Good dinger from Daz. Let's hit it, boys. Here we go.
Yeah, thanks for clearing up the Friday the 13th. I always thought that had to do with Jason Voorhees and Crystal Lake.
Yeah.
But now I know.
Common misconception.
You know, in all seriousness, I think a lot of these superstitions go back to medieval times and beyond. You guys described in your first show, right? That was a classic, by the way. Everyone's got to listen to your medieval time show.
Oh, thanks, man.
When there was all, 1 out of 10 women in childbirth died and all the disease and everything. People were just worried about trying to survive. And I think anything they can do to get an edge on trying to survive is they would do. And I think a lot of superstitions started from that.
Good point, man. That is a great point. I think.
Thank you, man. Thank you for saying that.
It might have been in Spain or some Spanish-speaking country where you don't enter the room with your left foot, or that'll be bad luck.
Yeah, that's another one.
The right foot, yeah.
But
weird. I'm thinking,
but
how
then
many
they say
times
put
did
your
I
best
do
foot
that?
forward. Which one's that? Maybe I'm,
Yeah,
that's not fair.
What if I'm left-footed?
Obviously, it's
you
the
son of a
right.
bitch?
What if I'm left-footed?
What if I got one of them big, thick Frankenstein boots on my right leg because it's
What if I got two left feet?
Yeah. What if I got a flat foot on the left and high arch on the right? But no, like I was just thinking about that. Like, how many times have you done that where you didn't even realize that you did it?
Absolutely.
And then if you could go crazy. Think about that. Oh man, that time when I got herpes. Did I enter that prostitute's room my left foot or my right? Which one should I do next time?
Did I kick his ass with my left foot or my right? We got a message from Juanito.
Never mind.
Here we go. I'll play this.
Juanito.
Hey, I wasn't feeling well, so I wasn't able to catch the podcast like I wanted to. But shout out to Rocksteady, the Vegas guy, and Johnny Bravo.
The Vegas guy.
Thanks, Juanito. So he comes to me with love, man. This guy's all right.
Are you talking? Is
he's a good guy.
The Vegas guy?
You're the Vegas guy.
Oh, because
I'm
I
Johnny
think I remember you doing a lot of shows.
Because you live in Vegas.
I'm Johnny Bravo because he has.
Speaking of shit, though,
if it's not on Cartoon Network, he don't know it.
I remember that show. I loved it.
Just kidding, man.
The whole poo turd nard thing. You guys would have heard about stepping in shit. It's from France. It's where it originated from. But apparently, accidentally stepping in turds with your left foot means that it's good luck. But if you're stepping in with your right foot, it means misfortune and bad vibes. How do you even? I didn't get a source of where or how that came up with that. But what the fuck are they thinking? Stepping in shit's okay with your left foot. It's not with your right.
It's called hedging your bets. You know what I'm saying? So if it's going to happen, it can't just be one, because if it's just one way, if like, oh my God, I stepped in shit with both feet.
What if you jump off like a stool and you land in stool like with both feet, left and right? What the fuck?
You disintegrate.
It just wipes itself clean.
Now, when you say jump off stool, you
mean
even like jump from one pile of shit to the next, like I did with my
from one shit to another. Yeah.
Oh, my fault. Sorry. That's like a mountain mammal jumping
like
in a pile of TT.
Just like some couple shitty marriages. Just like, let me jump to this. Let me jump to this.
Exactly. Yeah. But see, I went both feet first. We're a little too early. Yeah. I should have went farming that day.
You should have fucking jacked off into the Euphrates or whatever.
I'm gonna keep circling around farming. I mean, Freudian slip there. Oh well, we getting it done, just like the farmers.
another turd thing is that
I'm never eating vegetables again.
If a bird shits on you,
or churning butter.
If a bird shits on you, they say it's good luck, and that came from Russia, and I just can't see the luck in it. I think they were just trying to make you feel better that you got shat on by a bird, you know?
Yeah. Who knows, man? Is that communist Russia? Or?
Also, if you get...
fucking bird just lands on you, God damn it, it's okay. It's good luck, man. Really, it's good luck. Just go away. Something good's going to happen to you.
There's one in America. If you vote Democrat, you'll have bad luck for 4 years. That's
4 years.
Yeah.
4 to 8.
It's true. At least 4.
So we're talking about a little bit about money and casinos and superstition there. Remember we were just talking about the blackjack?
Yeah.
I had a whole section here about actual casino. I mean, there's thousands of them, and everyone has their own, right? So you go into a casino. It was one of the more manic places to go in the world. If you go to a casino.
Full of mental
illness people, just people who are like, I know that if I, fucking, the people rolling the dice is the best because they go like this and they hold it. Yeah. I never throw dice unless they're both double sixes. So double six has to be up and they have to be both lines like that. Like, so both die, right? God damn it, I had die right here. So, you put them like that and it's like 2 lines, 6, 6, 6, 6. And then I always throw them overhand with 6s the 2 lines showing up. So that's something I did for myself, but there are people who like don't do anything at all. They just grab them and throw them. Don't even look. I'm sure those people that started off like me and they were like, fuck 6s. Like, I've lost $1 million, so that changes over time. But then you also see people who never cross their legs, right? That's a huge one. You don't cross your legs while you're gambling.
Really?
And then, and
really?
to your point,
wow.
yeah, and to your point, why is betting on 13 considered lucky to roulette players. So my number, if you remember, is 17. But if I told that to an Italian, he'd be like, "You motherfucker, you want to kill me because 17 is bad for Italians." However,
no, I'm sorry, 8. And then a Chinese guy just
and then the Japanese guy's like, yes, and then there's 4, and the Chinese guy's like, so the number 13 has a much more of a chance, right? Like King said, you have a 2.7% chance of winning as a straight bet in a single zero roulette game, which is hard to find. Usually it's 00. Yeah. So if you bet 13 and 23 on roulette, which I don't do 13, but I do 23, because of the 4 numbers that separate them, right? Yeah. The threes get players. These numbers are indivisible by the number except themselves and 1. So our fascination with selecting 3s in the casino defies logic because it shouldn't be good, right? But you end up kind of taking up these things. It's 13, 23, 33. I would never play 33. That's
I know you have a 100% chance of losing all your money in your wallet and maybe a kidney if you take a drink from a hooker that was opened.
Not here, man. They're regulated. Our hookers are clean. They come with Pokemon cards you can call.
I'm talking about the ones out back.
They're regulated? What, they're licensed over there?
Yeah, they got
they're cleaned regularly. It says on the card, it says our hookers are cleaned weekly.
You ever see the tag on like a bull's ear at the farm? They put that right on their labia.
Yeah,
that's how you know. You're like, this one's USDA.
Fucking
right
stamped.
Yeah.
Damn. Who's like monitoring that shit?
And also, when people get up from a machine, like playing slots, they get up from a machine immediately. Like there's people like looking to see who gets up from a machine, and they go directly to the machine that's been played as if it's hot, right? It's getting warmed up, and they're pumping money into it. So I think that the next one I get might have more of a chance.
Well, they're all timed to win. I mean, that's just that's not like superstition. That's just law of averages. Because
I think that's common sense. Yeah,
if it's got a million pulls on it, but you don't know if the guy that sat down after a guy just won the jackpot. So you might be starting over, and they all know. They know because you'll see. Which, if you really want to know, find the section where all the security guards are walking around because that's where the winner is going to happen.
Right. That's true. That's a good one too. Wow. It's like flies to shit.
Exactly. Totally. They know because man, some casinos you go to, man, if somebody hits a jackpot, they'll just hit them on the head with a stool and take all the fucking coins. It'd be like a free for all. It'd be like fat kids at a pinata, just jumping at the candy, just get it.
Also, never count your money at the casino. So if you're winning money, never take it out and just like.
Never count your money when you're sitting at the table.
Like while you're at the table.
Time enough for counting when the dealing's done.
That's right. The dealing's done. You say, let me color me up. Give me my chips. Let me go to the casino table. That's when you go to the cashier and you're like, all right, how much did I get? But don't count it.
Yeah, and try to put it in the ATM if they have one, because once you leave, you're going to get bopped on the head. They're going to take that shit.
My one thing is, like, if I make money at the casino, I directly make it into something tangible so I don't give it back.
Yeah,
yeah. The other day I went and I hit about $600. I took my father-in-law and we went and he went to go play poker. I was playing roulette. I hit 17 about 4 times. Take that, Italy. And so I
was
did
only
that.
600. Take that, IRS.
Yeah, and that's why I bought my new pod mic coming in tomorrow, and I make it into something before I give it back. It's a new rule.
Yeah. He gives it back to himself, but it still gives it back.
I'll give it back to myself, baby.
I saw that he bought his old lady a pork shoulder or something, whatever that meat was. And it looked good, man. Well, see, this so 13 goes all the way back to like biblical things and beforehand, but then it also goes all the way up to casinos and shit like that, and airplanes, and this is how deeply ingrained these superstitions are. I mean, some of them to me are just mental illness, like you're just crazy, like step on a crack, break your mama's back. It just rhymes, and you're dumb. That's all there is to that.
I mean, yeah, but it's a way for people to reconcile what they can't understand.
To me, the numbers thing is more important because, like Nikola Tesla said, numbers are not just a quantity; they're actually a living thing. They're like a force, and because everything is numbers and vibration is everything, and numbers are vibration. So it's like, to me, that has a lot more power than just I broke a window, now I'm going to have bad luck or something. It's like, no, maybe you're just stupid and you make bad choices. Like, maybe that's why, but my mama broke a mirror when I was born, so I'm cursed. No, your mama's a crack whore. That's why you're cursed, you dummy. But
okay,
back to the mirrors and stuff. Like, well, I mean, I'm just saying. I just knew a crack whore that blamed everything on their parents, and it's like, no, well, you're the one smoking crack. Stop. They're not doing that for you, dummy.
It was the mirror.
Yeah, their mom was like, "Here, don't smoke the hot pipe; it'll burn you." I'll try. Let me try it.
You broke my Coke mirror. God damn it!
But no, the mirrors, like Chinese, they believe those mirrors are a portal to the soul or to hell or something like that. But they always put them on the mirror on the windowsill of the baby's room when the baby's born.
Wow. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like it has characters around it, like some kind of talisman with a mirror in the middle, because they believe that that's where the spirits can't come into the room, but they go into the mirror because that's like a gateway to
Right, and they like reflect them back out.
Yeah, to the other side. Yeah.
Hey, Rock. Remember a couple episodes? Well, it might have been 100 episodes ago. How my memory is, but you were talking about a superstition that you guys had in Italian culture, other than 17, was the malocchio. Right, with the chili pepper.
I did have that down as well.
So we have that.
Yep.
We have that also, and it didn't fit in the last episode. Here it does. We have that too. It's called mal de ojo, right? So it's the same thing. Malocchio, mal de ojo. So mal meaning bad.
Wow.
Then ojo, so bad of eye, mal de ojo, and it's the same thing. People can just give you a quick stare, and it can be hate filled, and now you have big hate.
Damn.
So yeah,
and this is from the Colombian. Sorry, this is the Cuban culture. It's got this.
Yeah, I've always heard it. Yeah,
Cuban, wow.
And there's to combat that, all the kids, when you're born, they give you a little bracelet, kind of like this, but not of the Miami Heat. It's a gold. It's like a golden, I guess 24 karat gold because we're gaudy, and then a little like an obsidian, which is azabache in Spanish, and it's a little obsidian ball that hangs right there, and that is our chili pepper.
Is obsidian
Have
black?
you got that on right now?
No, I'm super unlucky.
Are you wearing that right now?
No, AC's wife has his ball.
No.
Okay.
She keeps it.
I'm getting
I haven't had that for many
through
years.
on that right now.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I heard.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's very similar to
I thought you meant if I had one.
Yeah, you should get one, man. You should get your balls back.
No. I mean, yeah, no. I'm just. Listeners sent through a picture of that right now. Mal de ojo. Is that right?
Mal
That's
de ojo.
Mo. She sent that through, and that's.
And what does that mean? It means eye.
That is cool because that is so similar to the all-seeing eye that we have. Not the malocchio. It's pretty much the same. It's got the blue outside, the white center with the black dot in the center, and
it's like an eye, like a blue eye.
Yeah. So people would. How do you get rid of it? Did you have like old grandmother's generation style? They have to learn at a certain day of the year where they'll be able to get rid of this like sort of witchery thing from midnight onwards. They can learn this spell to, it's like that's what my grandmother had to go through. So my grandmother she had to learn, I think, at midnight one time for however old she was. And, I mean, they were strong believers. Even my dad, who's so fucking like, don't come to me with that bullshit type of guy, right? He's a bit like a Mr. Nielsen Italian style. He's so fucking set on the malocchio thing. He's such a believer because his mum was, right? So it was just indoctrinated into him. And he's telling me, no, it's like bad luck. And when your grandmother, she did the whole thing where she drips the oil and she says the prayer, and like, because our stove wouldn't start at home. And then when she did that, the stove started straight away. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, so someone's putting bad luck in you, you can't start your stove. Dad, come on, man. I look up to you, dude.
Three wishes. One is the stove will work again.
If people justify that one time that this worked, and they continue to do it. It's crazy. It's like they hold on to something that's just like, I got an uncle. He went to jail because he was in Vegas and he hit on 18, but turns out she was only 13. So that was his unlucky.
Damn, he was rolling for 21, but he got a 13.
No, it was a
13
girl.
is unlucky then.
It was a girl. He thought she was 18, but turns out she was 13. That's his unlucky. That's why he's in jail.
Yeah, he rolled. Yeah, we call that here rolling at an 18.
That was a pedophilia joke for anybody who was listening.
Yeah, we got that. That disguise it as a roulette joke, but we're there, guys. We've made it.
Yeah.
How about in Brazil? You put your bag on the floor. You put your bag on the floor, and it means you lose your money forever. It'll just walk away. So that's also in our culture, in Latin culture. If you put your purse on the floor, your money will run away. Also, there's another one close to it that women should always in their purse have some money. It can't be an empty purse because that means you'll never get money ever again.
Yeah, you'll never be broke. Like attracts like, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then couple quick ones. In Turkey, if you chew gum at night past sundown, it equates to you eating human flesh. So obviously no one eats or chews gum
What the fuck are they making their gum out of in Turkey?
Turkey, I like
rabbit's foot gum, straight from Turkey.
You like turkey?
We make close to
what country was it?
Jews at all.
What country was it where if you put your new shoes on the table, that symbolizes death for somebody?
Fuck, I just did that the other day.
Was that Hungary?
I
or was
recall
that
something like
Italy or
that.
I can't remember, man. I'm all out of facts.
I recall something. It might be Italian because I think I might recall when I was small doing that. My mother telling me off for doing that. Don't put it on the table. Don't put your new shoes on the table. It's bad luck.
See, I thought that was because
I've heard that. It must be an Italian thing.
Don't put the concrete shoes on the table because it'll break it. That's what I heard. That's maybe that's just a New York Italian thing. I'm not sure. But that's...
Don't put your shoes on the table if we made you concrete shoes, huh?
Hey, Tony, get your fucking concrete shoes off the table. Grandma just waxed them. What are you doing? We're gonna put a doily down or something. What the fuck?
We're gonna throw you in the lake.
Jesus Christ. Who's they for anyway, Pop? Hey, Pop, you want to go farming?
I'm gonna keep circles running around to that farming, man. I can't get a hold of it.
Dude, Europe is full of crazy ones. Europe, the Middle East, people are crazy. If you sit at the corner of the table, you will have problems while finding a partner for marriage. If you just sit at the corner of a table.
Oh yeah, that's right. What the hell does that mean? Well, you know what? That could be because you're like the fifth wheel or the third wheel. Like
exactly.
Room at a regular table. It's like, we got this dude over here at the corner. He ain't never going to get laid. Get him out of here.
Uncle John over here. Anybody want to date Uncle John? It's all family. But also, in my culture, in our culture, the one I own a culture. The Latin culture, growing up, I heard a lot like never sweep your feet. So there would be sweeping, right? And there would be sweeping in the house. And then you come and then grandma just sweeps your feet for just a moment. She's like, oh my God, Dios mío. And you're like, what happened, Grandma? She's like, you won't get married. You won't ever get married now.
There's a lot of that. You're not going to get married stuff. Is that really that bad, people?
I'm so fucking worried about not getting married.
Yeah.
Everything.
That's my business. That's my business. Relax. There's a lot of superstitions about that, though. Not getting married, or if you get married, you won't have kids. It's like, well, fuck you. Maybe I don't want them.
But it goes to show, but there wasn't a choice back then. So it goes to show how ingrained we were in the getting married thing was number one in civilization. Yeah, number two was procreating. Also, the more we...
Maybe not always in that order, but, for some of us.
Right. The more we live and innovate, we don't have to kind of subscribe to these old world things where now you see the birth rate is going down. 50% of people are not in marriages or not completely together. Yeah. And people are going through life kind of more single. But that back in the day, this was something that you did aspire to. This is how you bought a house, gained wealth.
The suicide rate is up now too, by the way.
That's right.
Maybe it works out for couples, Maybe I'll find out one day. Maybe I'll find that lucky lady.
Maybe we don't need so many people in the fucking world, huh?
Exactly. Maybe we take a few people out. We got a little bit more room for good people. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe we make 7 billion cement shoes. I'm the last one left, huh?
My cousin, he makes his own shoes. Perfect. Quickcrete. They're amazing. Beautiful. Does a beautiful job.
We just made up a scenario where mob bosses kill everyone. It's genocide the world.
The mob boss shoe store.
Come on in. Take your size, Tony. Take him in the back, too.
I have a pair of shoes that you're never going to leave.
Yeah, you get a free boat ride, whatever you get. It's one-way ticket.
From Dad's Cowbell. I'm going to hit that.
You guys hear the one about having good luck by throwing salt over your shoulder?
Oh, yeah.
Just don't throw the whole salt shaker. You might hit sea bass. Little Dumb and Dumber joke.
I did cross that one. It was actually such a common one, like knocking on wood. I tried to veer away from the common ones a little bit more.
Don't sleep with your sister. That's another one.
Well, yeah, salt was a very hot commodity. It was something that needed to be. It was so sought after, and people died over this. The salt ships,
you needed it to cure meats. Keep people from getting sick. And it was medicine, and it also make horrible medieval food taste good. Stuff
right.
Like
you can rub it in an axe slash and an axe wound. And
gash.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Make people talk. It was great.
Salt on your gash is nasty.
Mm-hmm.
You can put it on a parrot's tail so he won't fly away.
That's right.
I don't even know if that's true.
That's right. You give it to a horse to salt lick it. It's
kill
great.
worms with it. Whatever you want.
Oh, snails.
Well, no. Was that a prosperity thing? Throwing it over. I know it was like a cleansing thing because salt is a cleanser, and it was.
I actually had it
because you said,
I'll go back to it right now.
You had to be prosperous to afford salt back in the day because it was had to
throwing
be
salt over your shoulder.
Mineral. Yeah.
European, Christian, ancient Roman times is where it was formed. It was like knocking on wood. The superstition also involves the idea of warding off evil. In this case, the devil himself. In Leonardo da Vinci's The Last Supper, Jesus betrayed Judas and is portrayed as having accidentally spilt salt. Since Judas was associated with doing something bad, the argument goes that throwing it over your shoulder would blind the devil waiting there. That's what the cause. Well, that's how it sort of originated.
Unless he was wearing cumbrellas, then you're screwed.
Man, if you had umbrellas on, he can get through anything. The devil's prepared. I always thought that I would have to, since I went to culinary school, I had to throw some salt and then had to throw some pepper just in case. Let's season this bitch. Let's finish it up.
Mix it up.
You just know what? Fancy.
Turmeric.
How much you got left on your plate there, AC?
We can have a whole buffet. How about this? Don't flip over a cooked fish. So, you can tell, like, they're regional as well. So coastal China, for example, has of course they're going to have if you live close to the ocean, you're going to have maritime conspiracies and suspicions. So of course, in some coastal regions of China, it's bad luck to flip over a cooked fish, as many believe that this will lead to a ship capsizing. So imagine when you don't have ways to reconcile things in your mind, you equate things. You only know the ship. That's your job. You're going to get every day. You're going to go there, and 7 days a week, you're going to go for the ship. So everything looks like a ship. You come over and fucking flip your fish dinner, and you're like, the fucking boat's capsizing. It's like your feeble mind is breaking.
Roll over on your stomach, honey. I don't have intimacy issues. It just reminds me of a boat when you're looking at me.
You just flip your wife over to do it from behind. You're like, the boat's capsizing.
The little man in the canoe is staring at me. Roll over.
How about this one?
We should have been fertilizing the crops instead.
Yeah. Put on your umbrellas, boys. Here comes the tide.
Yeah, open up the booby hatch. Whatever. I'm gonna dock my vessel in your port. No,
Did you hear about this one, Rock? Rock, in Italy, it's considered bad luck to put bread upside down, either on a table or a basket.
Ask me if I heard of it.
I heard this one. I have no idea why, though. Yeah. What did they say with it?
Yeah. So the most popular explanation is that the bread represents the body of Christ, and it needs to be, respected or treated with honor. So do that, as well as the bread. Do you guys eat the ends of the bread?
I always eat the ass. Yeah, the tip of it.
I know.
I love it.
I avoid the tips here. I think the most useless part of the bread is the start and the end of it.
It's actually called the heel.
The heel of it.
I got a foot thing, so it's right up my alley.
Yeah.
I feel like the first and the last part of the bread are kind of like TT. Nobody wants it.
Yeah, it's discardable.
The fuck is TT?
No, you know what's funny? Hey, any parents out there, there's a little tip. If your kid won't eat the heel of the bread, just make him a peanut butter sandwich and put its face in. But then the outside looks white. He'll eat that shit.
Hey, that's a good idea.
But if you make me a peanut butter sandwich like that, I'm going to throw it at you. I want
that's
a
fucking genius.
thick piece, man. Yeah, that's what you do. And another tip is you keep the expensive cereal box and just keep buying the bag shit and refilling that on top of the fridge. The kids will never know the damn difference. Just ways to save money in Joe Biden's America, everybody. I'm just saying. Bad luck. Good luck.
Thanks, Joe.
Yeah.
Don't have 7 children. Don't have 7 children.
How many should we have? None or one? Or 2?
That's up to you, but don't have 7. According to Argentinian legend, there's a superstition that the 7th son will turn into a werewolf unless the president of the country adopts them.
And then Rwanda, if you feed her goat meat, she'll turn into a werewolf. Well, you think she will.
That's real. That's real. Argentina, you're fucked. Yeah, are you kidding me?
This bitch is heavy.
Not going to get your 7th child.
So 7 kids. 7 kids is bad luck, but 8 is okay unless you're in China.
Yep. Yeah.
No, it's good, especially if you're in China.
Yeah. How about whistling indoors? Have you ever heard of whistling indoors?
I did hear that. It summons demons and things like that. There's
I heard that. I have no idea why again. Summons demons?
Yeah, there's a way to call demons into the room, like something to do with it. I mean, I don't know. I never heard of a demon.
The story behind that is that so there was a lot of plays going on in Germany. So when the 2 hands who are helping in the back, right, the backstage people who change the backdrops, they would whistle to each other, so they would be able to kind of switch the backdrop and understand when it was time to change. So whistling indoors would mean that it could cause a catastrophic mistake and or someone getting hurt if they hear a whistle and they change, like one side changes without the other. So they kind of outlawed that, and it kind of made its way through the world where you don't whistle.
It was a safety thing. It was for communication, and if anybody else communicated that same way, it would put people in danger. So it's not really a superstition. It's just like a OSHA regulation.
Right.
from back
And
in the
then,
day. But,
I mean, it makes a lot of sense, but this is the way people communicated. And then I would be remiss. I know we're running short on time, but I would be remiss to not talk about taking it back to pirates, right? So a couple episodes, we did an episode about pirates, and we didn't really talk about their superstitions, but they are fucking awesome, man. They're awesome. Number one, it's unlucky to have a girl on your boat, right? So it's unlucky to have a woman on the vessel.
Really?
Who told you that? Pinkbeard the pirate?
Is that because they made a log?
Get the fuck off my boat, bitch.
I just want him for myself. I do.
Oh, you don't know how right you are, Rock. Do you know why? Okay, so colloquially, I'm going to say that word.
Captain, should we bring this maiden aboard? Well, guys, I heard it's bad luck. I don't think we should really do that.
So what are you fucking crazy? You want to fucking sink the fucking ship? Fucking idiot.
How are we gonna? Are you guys really gonna feel comfortable keel hauling each other with a woman on board? Jeez, never mind.
Ronaldo, don't let that bitch on the boat. So it would happen because obviously if you think about it for a moment, you'd want to, like, if you were the captain and you brought on a woman, this woman would be a distraction. This woman would bring fights, and heads would not be in.
And a fucking nice bit of pussy when you're out at sea for 6 months as well, though.
And all of that, right?
It gets a little fishy out there, though.
It's a good move if you're the leader, obviously, but check out this fucking power move, okay? What's not unlucky, in fact, it's lucky, is to have a woman that is naked on your boat. What a fucking caveat, right? What an amazing caveat. You can't have a woman, but you can have a naked woman. It calms the seas, they said. So I think it's also a way for the captain to have a naked bitch.
Talking about?
The captain can have a naked bitch, but we can have a normal bitch.
I just got a message, guys. Lisa wants to go on a boating trip with us. Is that something?
And that's why
it's on Instagram. Sorry.
And that's why they would carve naked sirens in the front of their boats. So if you ever see a boat with a naked, topless kind of a siren going like this, holding to the back and it's the front of the boat, that's why. It's because it calms the seas. So it wasn't just because they were scurvy-ridden hornballs. It was because it served a purpose in magic.
It also makes the guys come in the seas. I mean, sorry. Guys, I think we're at our 2-hour mark, fellas. I think this is an endless conversation we could have for decades. Probably 13 episodes full.
Elvis has to pee again.
Full of it. Yeah, I got to take a leak, man. Plus I'm hungry. I got an old bladder now. I'm not as young as I used to. My catheter, I didn't get the polish out of it this week, so it was too hard to go in there. I usually just pee in a tube and then have.
I agree. Let's
get out of here, fellas.
Let's get it wrapped up. Before we do, I'm just gonna plug the marathon again. So for those listeners that have joined us and missed the very start, next Saturday, the 11th of June, we are going to be doing a 24-hour marathon. Not just Shotgun Candy, but a whole group of us. A whole group of us that have come over to Fireside. Sam and Dave did miss the very beginning of the show. We did mention this, but it's going to be 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time in the USA, or 7 a.m. PST time. It'll be 3 p.m. in the UK, 10 p.m. Western Australian time, 12 a.m. Eastern Australian time, or 1 a.m. New Zealand time, right? When we're going to kick this off. 24-hour marathon. We're going to open the floodgates here. We want to open the floodgates to Fireside. We want to get them to open up so you don't have to put any codes in. We can bring people, bring your friends, bring your family, bring everyone, we're going to send people the fuck away to come back with friends to join our show. Shotgun Candy. There's going to be How Was Your Day? Visual Radio with AC and Worms. How Was Your Day with Sam and Dave? Obviously, the Shotgun Candy is going to be the three of us guys as well. There's going to be Chocolate Willie and the Johnny Factory with Chocolate Johnny. Rocksteady Podcast. I'll be interviewing Bob Sapp coming onto the show. He's got a big announcement to make.
It's humongous.
DJ Sunset Tunes with Mr. R. We've got the Hip Hop Tour with AC, Kaylee, and Freebie. Massage After Hours with Lauren. Paul Vado Presents with Paul Vado. Musicology with Skinny and Trinity. And there's a whole lot more.
And all you guys pop in whenever you can, man, and come listen, because we'll be, the three of us will be popping in and out throughout the day.
We'll be there throughout the day.
Else. Absolutely. So the marathon will be run on this channel here, the Rocksteady channel. It won't be just going from one channel to the next. You'll be able to tune in and stay on this one show the whole time. We're going to be passing the producer rights over to all the people that are having shows on here. Yeah. There'll be a show, then there'll be a break where we're just going to bullshit a little bit. People from the audience can come up. We're going to have some fun. We're going to be playing some games. We're going to be doing fundraisers for charity. We're going to be trying to push some apparel, and all the profits are going to be going to the charity as well. We're going to have Fireside's got no talent shows. We're going to have special guests from Mr. Bombastic as well. Katie will be here. She's a creator anyway, though. We've got Buck Lowell that'll come, Mr. Nielsen, Macho Trans, Mr. R, Joey Butts, President Trump, JR Strange as well from Stereo. There's going to be a whole heap of things going on. So it's going to be a fun 24 hours. It'll start your Saturday morning in the US, and it'll go 24 hours over to the next Sunday. So join us. That's when our next Shotgun Candy show will be. We will open the show at the same time Shotgun Candy starts, but on the Saturday, we'll do a little bit of an intro, what's going to happen for this marathon to open the floodgates, and then we'll get into our Shotgun Candy show. So we want you to all join us, all be there, all support. It's going to be a lot of fun, and it's just a place for us to bond and get together and just do the shit that we do, you know. So looking forward to it.
Let's tell. A lot of things going on, man. A lot of learning, a lot of jokes, a lot of everything.
Yep.
It's gonna be a fun day, a whole day.
And most importantly, let's tell Fireside that we're ready for the big time. Okay.
Exactly.
We're ready for it, baby. Fireside, we want you to open the floodgates. We want you to open to Android too. Poor Android users listening from abroad, from afar. We've got people like Chuck that chimes in. He can still listen to the show, but he can't interact unless it's through shows like ours. We've got the interface and equipment to set up to take those messages. Otherwise, they can't. So, yeah, let's do it. Let's open the floodgates.
Just a bit of awareness.
Do it for the people, man. Build the community.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. This is a great platform. We love being here, and we want more people here. We want more creators and more listeners and more people to be. We're just trying to have fun, man. We're trying to just
really. And it's a big mixer too, right? It's a big mixer to like bring maybe old school Fireside people that might have been here from the beginning, people who just joined, people who like us. So let's mix it up. Let's all meet each other and
we can make a strong community with lots of good content, man. We can all have fun together and get drunk too.
Absolutely,
whatever you want to do, man.
Just get drunk.
Be shit-faced wasted. Just don't punch your neighbor. Just come and listen.
Get drunk, get high, whatever the fuck you want to do. Let's just have some fun.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But speaking of fun, man,
bring your roast game, baby, too. Everyone, bring your roast game. If we're in the mood, we have a few drinks. We love that. It hasn't really happened on Fireside before. I think we're unoffendable. So let's do it. We can have a roast the host session or whatever it is on those shit shows in between. We're just gonna have some fun.
The only thing I can be offended by is if you think I could be offended. That would get me. That's it. There's nothing to say that's gonna make me.
The fact that he thinks you're offended.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Offends him.
So, well, guys, this was a lot of fun, man. I had a good time.
Hell yeah, guys!
I think I learned a little bit too.
Yeah, remember to rate the show, man, and also just share it, because you have to share the show immediately. If you haven't done so, go down to the little button. It helps it tremendously. So we really appreciate that. Let people know the replay and re-listen. It's a huge thing on Fireside.
Well, let's get out of here, fellas.
Yeah, listen, guys. A really important thing is really the replays after. Like, obviously we got you guys participating. That's the most important thing for us, to interact with you guys. And then once the show's finished, we don't just drop it there. Like, we want you guys to like hit the replay, share it with a friend. We want to try and grow the show. We want to try and grow the whole lot. We want to interact more. So if you can share it with a friend, even a friend that hasn't heard, especially next week. Next week's where we're going to be kicking you the fuck out the show unless you bring a friend back. It'd be like, hey, Mr. R, I see you there. Tell us your friend that's coming. Otherwise, we're going to block you for like 2 hours. Like, get the fuck out. Bring back a friend. That type of shit. So we want you to bring friends along.
I'm going to find out where you live and seduce your mama if you don't.
Damn right.
All of you. Everyone.
Prank calls. Baby. If you want someone pranked, get that ready for the whole week, like a proper prank call. I will keep numbers discreet. We'll do some prank calls. We can record it. We can play some sounds, all sorts of shit. So, yeah, looking forward to that.
Yeah, we can call.
All right, guys. You can find Shotgun Candy through a Google search. Just go into Google and hit Shotgun Candy Podcast, and you will find us. So that's pretty much all we really need to say, I think.
Man, I went on Google the other day, and I saw a couple of apps that were on I've never even heard of. Really obscure. I was like, okay, how about it, guys?
That's good, man. Spread it around.
Absolutely.
Well,
all right, guys, let's do it.
It was a lovely time.
We'll see you all next week. I'll see you towards the end of this week. I'm doing another interview, and then on to this marathon, which I can't fucking wait. Really, I'm quite excited about this. About hanging with guys. So
yeah, I'll see you on Tuesday for
I'll see you all
of the
guys.
Yeah, the hip hop tour, and then I'll see you Thursday for Visual Radio. Stick around.
And I'll be here Saturday.
Catch you all later.
See you then.
See you later.
All right, everybody.
Very superstitious, writings on the wall. Very superstitious, letters about to fall. your good thing and your bad. And you believe in things that you don't understand, and you suffer. Superstition ain't the way.